Hey, howdy, partners.
Hey.
Hey,
Okay. Are we
can
are
you
we
hear
live
me?
or we're already live?
Yep,
ah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
diving right in. Can you hear me well?
Yeah.
I can hear you well.
Okay, awesome. Because my microphone wasn't working last night, and I was like,
I hear you loud and clear. Well, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell the people how we know each other?
oh, wow, that's I'm Morgan. Um. Well, I guess technically we know each other because I dated your brother and you dated my sister at the same time.
Yeah,
Looking for a lighter. If you're wondering why I'm like,
those were the days. Remember how
those were not.
simple life used to be?
Oh God, yeah.
What a
I can't
time to be alive.
I think about how stressful life was then and how simple our problems were compared to real life adult problems.
No kidding. It used to be so hard living with our parents and having
Oh
everything
no.
handed to us.
Oh no, the light bill's paid and I don't even know what a light bill is yet.
So what are you doing? You're like moving around a lot. Get
I was getting
comfortable.
comfortable. I was getting comfortable here in this is
Okay,
my
cool.
garage, sanctuary.
What's that green screen for?
Nothing at the moment. I wrote a script for a friend off of this comment he left on the police department's Facebook page, and we're gonna do a movie. We never did it though.
What, based off of a comment he left on the police department's Facebook page?
Yeah, yeah,
What
yeah.
what do you mean? Tell me about that.
Oh goodness. He got pulled over and invoked a couple of his rights, got the guy in trouble and stuff, and then he commented on a picture of the guy on the police department's Facebook page and left this 6 paragraph manifesto, and it's completely deranged, unhinged.
Movie worthy. I can't wait to see it. Okay,
Trying to
so
fix my mic here.
he got the deputy in trouble?
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
How?
so I live in this is Hot Springs Village. It's the biggest gated community in North America or whatever. And they have their own police department. And all their officers are flunkies from other counties and stuff. Didn't work out. So yeah, they've stopped me 25 times now. I think they've never arrested me or anything, but they show up at my house because they leave my car door open. It's nuts.
Cool. Why don't do that? I mean, you got to be really comfy there to just be leaving your car door open. The police coming by just to make sure you're inside of your car safe. Yeah.
Yeah, we've had I mean, I could probably write a book just on my interactions, my personal interactions with them. And I've never been caught doing anything wrong ever, but they just don't leave me alone.
Yeah. Maybe you just look like trouble.
Yeah, yeah. I think I offended them a couple times, and now they just have a vendetta against me.
Well, that's an odd thing.
Yeah, and
Well,
then
cool.
yeah, I threw some frogs at them one time. It was whatever.
Dude, you say the weirdest stuff. Like seriously,
It
you
sounds. I
every
know it
time I
sounds like a
talk to
joke.
you, you say the weirdest things to me.
It's become
What?
a thing. I had a pocket full of frogs, totally unrelated story, and they asked me what was in my pockets, and when I pulled the first frog out, it jumped out of my hands at them, and I thought it was really funny, so I just kind of pretended the next couple also jumped out of my hands at them. Like
Okay, how often do you have a pocket full of frogs?
it was a joke at first, but it's a daily basis at this point, honestly.
What are you
That's why
talking about?
I woke up at 6:30 because at 4 this morning I was pocket full of frogs, on the golf course.
Cool. I like that life. I like the sound of it.
Yeah. They're in the house, they're everywhere. It's great. It's
Oh,
looking
okay.
fun.
So there is a frog problem. Yeah. What, tree frogs?
I I don't think it's a problem. My fiance thinks it's a problem. I don't think it's a problem.
We have that too. During the summer, it's just a chorus of frogs constantly in the backyard.
Yeah. That's
Not as
yep.
much since I've taken down the swimming pool because they took over the swimming pool for a while.
That sounds amazing. That's exactly what I live for. Like I mean, I'm forced that to happen in my backyard. I'm still looking for it later.
Nice.
You see, like I'm just it's like I got like the polydarium back there and whatnot.
Based? Dude,
Uh,
I have plans for a paludarium. I have a 90-gallon aquarium on
yeah,
my balcony
you're
that
speaking my language.
it used to just be full of water, and I put some nice pieces of wood in it. And over the course of the year, the water's evaporated, and now it's like swampy. But I've always wanted a paludarium, and I figure now is the perfect time. What do you have
So,
in yours?
which one?
Okay, how many you got?
So the big one, this is like the biggest one that they make. I think it's Zoomed or something. Um, it's 100 gallons. It's 29 in water, like on the bottom. There's 7 or 8 Cope's gray tree frogs in there. There's a green frog that I raised from a tadpole. He was super cute, like a bunch of fish. And then there's toads in one. Oh man, I could. There's like buckets of tadpoles behind me. I mean, frogs ain't no game. It's my life, you know.
I didn't know you were a frog girl. That's cool.
I look. I didn't either. I've just now like accepted it and like given it to the frog life.
Dude, this paludarium sounds great. So you have in one tank, you have 29 gallons dedicated to the
So
water.
that's just the
29
water
gallons of
one.
water?
And there's red horse suckerfish in there. I love them. I actually saved them from a puddle that was drying up.
Never heard of them.
And then there's all kinds of stuff in there. Honestly, I've kind of lost track because I just find things and I put them in there.
I like the idea of a paludarium because right now I just have aquariums and it's so much to clean. And frankly, I'm freaking sick and tired of cleaning these things. Like
Mine
the algae in particular. Like it's not a big deal to just vacuum the
just
tank
train like
every couple of weeks, but the algae is a pain in my ass.
yeah, it's too much light.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
guess.
can just
Well, I have great lighting because there's it's planted. It's a planted tank.
yeah, just
Also, I put the algae in there. We went to Lake Pontchartrain, I don't know, last spring, and I found the most beautiful green hair algae just
oh,
waving on a rock, and it looked
it's the
like
opposite of
something
a
out of
problem.
what?
It's the opposite of a problem. It's the best problem
I
to have.
know, right? So I was like, "Ooh, mine!" It was just on pieces of limestone, and I took it home and I put it in the aquarium, and it was beautiful. And then eventually it died, and now I just have algae growing on everything, and now it is a problem.
Um,
Um,
I could like nerd out about like moss and algae and stuff. It depends on what kind of algae it is, you know. Like there's a good one, there's bad, like
some of it's
the blue
gross.
one, is a
Yeah,
bad one.
look at this. This is my problem. It's in my 55 too. It's like really messing up my 55. Honestly, Morgan, I'm sick of aquariums. I
Just
just
give them
have
to me.
too
Give
much
them all.
algae everywhere,
Send it
and
to
it's
me. Just
send
send
it
me
to
all your
you,
algae. Just mail me a box of algae.
dude. Check this out. Hold on. You see this plant?
Beautiful.
Yeah. So my son found this in Lake Pontchartrain, and it was itty bitty. Look, I need to add water to it. Dude, look at how I've been abusing this thing. It needs to be vacuumed. This is sand. It's supposed to look like that, Morgan. That
Oh,
that
yeah.
that was my wife's tank, and my wife left, and I kind of just haven't paid it much mind. But these freaking plants, they're so cool,
It's all
and they
about
get
balance. You need more plants. You want like the algae is going to take it's eating up all the nutrients. You want more like so many plants that they use all the nutrients in the water and then there's none left over for algae to grow.
adjusting to being a single guy. It used to be that I would wake up and go to work, and while I'm at work, my
Mhm.
wife would clean the house and do the laundry, and she'd clean the aquariums. And now it's like I wake up and I go to work, and I have to figure out how to make time when I come home. I have to clean the house and take care of the animals. And like the aquariums are the last thing I think of, and so I've got half a mind to just take all but one of them down. So I don't
But
know.
that's the thing is cleaning the aquariums and stuff is like that's I do that for fun. So like it's not really one of my chores, but also I'm blessed like my fiance, he does all the laundry, like all the dishes, all the cooking, like so I just get to like play around and like rebuild cars and catch frogs and shit. I wake up and I'm like, what am I gonna do today? I'm like, "Ugh, I gotta go catch some more frogs or something. Like, gotta time to go to work."
A dream come true, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Amazing.
It's pretty nice most of the time. We're so stressed still somehow.
So I'm trying to figure out how to reduce my stress. There's just so much, and I think I'm gonna wind up just moving out of the house and just giving the house to the bank and moving into a camper because it's at a point
Yes,
where what's that?
yes, yes, that's everyone should do that. Everyone has a moment where they think about it and just do. You just got to do it. Like
I
Shia
need to
LaBeouf
pick
said, just
as soon as I can
do it.
acquire a camper. That's what I'm going to do because I can't afford. I have three children, and it costs me $3,000 a month to keep this house thing going, and I just
Just
can't afford it. And
just sell one of the kids and buy a camper. What are you doing?
I don't know what I'm doing. Sell
Make
what?
them
What'd you
sell it
say?
out. The loser gets sold for a camper. I mean, I don't.
It's happening. Hopefully this year, camper time. Totally.
Don't let your dreams
So,
be dreams.
hold, I need to go find my puppy. My puppy is crying somewhere.
Mine's hiding behind me. I'm his emotional support.
Benito,
And oh, and my crippled kitty, he's here too.
you have a crippled kitty? Three
Yeah, he got shot.
legs?
Yeah, he got shot. Come
Benito, ven aquí.
here, Goblin. Come here.
He's
Come
locked
here.
in my bedroom.
Let's see if I can get him.
So I got this puppy, and I was hoping that having this responsibility would train me to I don't know, wake up early and handle business.
Oh no.
And now turns out I'm still like lazy. And now I'm just lazy and picking up shit and piss off the floor all the time. Because I don't want to wake up and go outside at 6:30 in the morning. But that's what I have to do. It's a learning curve, Morgan. I'm learning.
So, like, I understand, like, you training dogs and training yourself. Eventually, they can just kind of adapt. They will adapt to your lifestyle. Mine will, like, if I sleep for 24 hours straight, my dogs refuse to leave the bed until I get up. Like, if someone else tries to take them out, they're like, mm-mm, no, no.
What a good dog.
But then when I wake up and I have to go to the bathroom and they're like, just like absolutely losing it, and I'm like,
What kind of dogs you got?
I've got a baked bean, and it looks like one anyway. He's a staffy, and then I've got the bull terrier. She looks like Spuds McKenzie. She's special. She's got brain damage. I love them to death.
I
And
know
I've
what,
got a Indy, the Great Pyrenees mix. I don't know her. She's probably in the car. She likes to hang out in the cars while I work on them.
what is a staffy?
He's a Staffordshire Terrier. Duber. Duber.
A pit bull? Is that what you're trying
No,
to
he's not.
say?
He's not. He's not even close to a pit bull. Not
Isn't a
even close.
Staffordshire Terrier a pit bull?
No, no, no. He's
Look
a
at my
big
baby.
bean.
Look at this guy.
Baby.
Oh yes, his mama is a German Shepherd and Border Collie, and his dad's a Great Dane.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, this is Saint Felix.
I don't know where my actually there is. I have
Do you
one
know the name Saint Felix?
my other special dog. Here she is. Say hi. Oh,
Have you
oh
heard that one before?
no.
I got it from Jared. Oh, those are so strange looking.
Yeah, she's hilarious. But like I said, she has brain damage. She mostly just sleeps.
Jared he was friends with this black kid in middle school that he called Saint Felix, and I always heard the name
I
Saint
remember
Felix.
him.
And so when I got the puppy, and I'm thinking of a name, all I could think of was Saint Felix. So it's kind of I don't know. It's kind of like keeping Jared with me. I hear Saint Felix, and I think of my brother.
It's funny. I'm propping my phone up on like a mini like belt sander and a screw. It works good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are the tools yours or are they his?
Oh, they're all mine. They're all mine. Actually,
You're a very busy lady, yeah?
I bought him a table saw to do like wood projects, and then he doesn't he didn't do any wood projects.
What's he
I built
do?
this bunch of furniture. I built us a new bed frame with like LEDs and like a sick ass shelf and cabinets and stuff, and like
That's badass. Oh man, I wish you weren't so far away. We'd have so much fun. I've been building a wood shop under my house. I say I've been building a wood shop. What I mean by that is when I bought the house, there was a table there, and I've been cleaning under the house to make it available so that I could build things on it. I haven't built anything. I haven't been building a wood shop. There's a table, and I have the intention. But I want to teach my sons how to make stuff as I learn how to, because they whenever they think of making things, they think of Minecraft, and
oh,
they look at the real world and they say, "Oh wow, that's just like Minecraft," and it drives me crazy.
these kids don't know shit about Minecraft. They don't know anything. I was there when it was written. Okay. I like anytime I go to like a gathering or something, there's kids there and they're playing Minecraft. I always end up like chaperoning the kids and then like getting on their game with them and like griefing the hell out of them. And like I'm like, y'all know shit. My name's in the end credits. Let's fucking go. I remember times before furnaces. You don't know anything. You don't know.
Those are the days.
I'm like,
2012
"You don't
was
know
it?
these stories of
2011?
Minecraft?" I mean, I haven't played in a long time. I think the last time I played was with Jared, and like it's just there's like cutie little signs everywhere, like of me and him talking shit to each other. Like,
It's a really fun way to communicate. Is through signs in Minecraft.
oh yeah. I mean, you don't remember like the giant grief war we had with was it
Uh, uh,
Austin and Gavin and
and Elric.
yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, man, that was fun. I think of
I
Elric.
don't even, the whole thing was over like they showed up, they like Jared like I guess he attacked Elric or something and he killed him and he lost it like his stack of iron that it took him so long because he picked the worst place ever to start a mine. Took him like weeks to get like a stack of iron going and it despawned and he got mad and that's what started like the whole thing.
What a dumb thing to fight about.
I remember
Freaking
you were trying to double agent, like you burned your own house down and acted like me and Jared did it, like it was a thing.
me?
Yeah, you had like remember you had like cows under the floor, like in the front, and it was like you had glass, and then like
No, I
you had
don't
bred cows.
remember.
It's like it
No,
was like a
I
lag
don't
machine.
remember. I don't remember the Minecraft server that we were on 11 years ago. No, I don't.
I remember for some reason I remember
Well,
everything like from
you have an
life.
amazing memory.
I
You
kn-
really
I
do.
I know it's a curse, man.
Is it? Why is it a curse?
Oh, just see my brother. He was the same. Like me and him have memories going back to like when we were 2 3 years old. That like I thought they were dreams or something, and then like he would bring something up, and I'm like, how do we remember that? Like, because I talked to other people, and they're like, I don't remember being 8 years old. I remember being 7 years old. I'm like, what do you mean? I remember everything. Like, I remember all of it. I can name like every kid I went to school with, like every grade of my life.
Okay, well, you're a genius, apparently. But
Yeah,
what more interesting than that is you know people who did not start forming memories until they were older than 8. Like what's up with that? So what does a person have to be going through at 8 years old where they don't even have the ability to form memories?
trauma. It's trauma.
What kind of trauma is that though? Because we're all traumatized.
Oh man, I don't know because I've the things I've also been through a absurd amount of trauma, especially like younger, and I still unfortunately remember like all of it.
Well, you wanna talk about trauma? People, because everybody has trauma, but like 99.9% of people are ashamed of what they've been through and they hide it. And this is most people. So in life you have people who meet each other, everyone's traumatized, everyone's ashamed of their trauma, and they are all alienated We alienate ourselves because we're afraid to be vulnerable, even though we all go through the same shit. We really do. We suffer in the same kinds of ways.
I think it's weird when I meet people and they're just like, oh, like my fiance when we were talking when I first like I think it was our first date. He goes, I don't know, I had a good childhood. He's like, I can't really think of anything bad, and I was like, that's weird. Like you're weird. It's
For a millennial, yeah.
imagine not having childhood trauma. Like what the fuck, weirdo. Like
Too good to be true.
you mean your parents didn't accidentally fuck you up? You know what I'm saying? Like what do you mean?
So what is the earliest thing that you could think of that caused you trauma?
Oh, my mother. What do you?
Well, I don't know. I've
Like,
only heard of your mother. I don't know. I don't know.
oh
How
yeah,
did your mother traumatize you early? How
oh,
old were
that's
you?
she's like the root of all my issues. Like I was telling you, like a borderline personality disorder. It's like all my mother. Like she just completely ruined me. I mean, she was probably the same and damaged by her parents. You know, it's the root of it is like this intense fear of abandonment that you'll sometimes like fabricate in your own mind, and then you go to these crazy extreme lengths to prevent like this abandonment that you've created in your mind, and it's absolutely insane, and, like, it sucks because I'm self-aware of it. I like, when it happens, I know what's happening, and I can't stop it. It's like a canon event. Like, we're gonna spiral out of control. We're gonna think the world's ending. I'm gonna feel like dying. I'm probably gonna do something crazy. I can't stop it. Like, it's just happening.
So you're talking about the fear of abandonment?
That's the root of it, but I mean, but essentially my brain is like this. There's no cure and, there's no medicate no like, you can't medicate this. It's just is what it
So
is. It's gotta live with it.
so when you were a little girl, your mother would make you afraid that you were being abandoned?
It was just, like, general gaslighting, neglect of my feelings, like, my mother was horrible.
Was she
Um,
on drugs or alcohol?
no, see, no, not I mean, she got cancer when I was 7 or 8 years old, I think. Then she was cheating on my father, who was, like, an amazing man, like, he was there for her, and, like, he would stay every night with her when she had her first surgery, and then she would tell him he could leave because like, her friend would show up, and they had to, like, talk about so she's like, "Get out of here," and, um, yeah, she's the worst. And then, like, yeah, the whole thing backfired because she had this plan. She's gonna leave my dad and get alimony and keep the house, but he hired a private investigator, so he had evidence to prove the adultery, and, like, she didn't get shit except me and my brother.
So
And then
she
continued to
had
fight cancer for 12 years.
she was crazy because she had cancer? She had
I know she
cancer
was crazy
induced.
before. She was crazy before she had cancer, but, like, the cancer like that, they just, they're giving her I mean, to keep her comfortable, I mean, she had pain medicine, Xanax. Oh, dude, like everything you could think of, and then she would have boyfriends who would steal her drugs, and like it was always a problem. She let my 19-year-old boyfriend move in with us when I was 14. I was trying to break up with him.
What?
She's like, let's move in. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck?
Sorry, I have to bring my puppy out. He's crying at
Yeah,
me.
it's crazy. I don't know.
Ah.
And then she would like, I don't know. She just never. I don't know. I didn't feel like she was my mom. Like she would come at me like, I don't know. I mean, I was like 13, 14 years old. There's a grown woman coming at me, like screaming at me over like things that aren't like adult issues, like bills and stuff. Like, so like all that trauma, like all that was put on me when I was like a kid. I mean, I was like the first time I was homeless, I was like 13. She would just throw me out of the house.
How
And then
long would you be out of
oh man, weeks sometimes. And then
what at
eventually my dad would
13?
and then my dad would come around. My dad comes around, and he's like, "Where's my child?" And she's like, "She ran away." And it's like, "No, I'm staying at the neighbor's house because like every time I go in the house, she like throws a bowl at my head."
That's brutal, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I can kind of relate, but it wasn't that intense for me. I mean, my mom was crazy. It had a lot to do with my dad being, as she
Oh,
called it, a bar fly.
did I break
My
that?
dad
Oh,
my dad started, I don't know, going to bars a lot around the time, I don't know, that I was 13. If I was
Mhm.
13, that means Jared was 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 10. He was, I don't know, like 6 or 7. Hold on, let me math real quick. 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so he was 7. Oh yeah, so
Mhm.
my dad would start to spend all of his time at the bar. And
Mhm.
his excuse was that he would work all day and he'd come home and he's got these two loud sons and he just didn't want to deal with it. And so he'd go to the bar. And really frustrated and she would take it out on Jared and me.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where I don't know, she often screamed and she would eventually by the I guess by 2007, 2008, she would get hysterical to the point where she would
Mhm.
point she one time I heard my mom weeping in her bedroom and I went to go check on her and I had startled her when I walked in and she was pointing an AK-47 at me and it was horrific. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't help my mom. She's pointing a gun. And my parents are still together and she still bitches and moans today about the same stuff. What a shame is that?
I was around for some of those times.
You were
I
around
do
for a
remember.
lot of it.
Oh yeah. Well, because I used to freak out because my dad would let me go hang out with Jared when he did let me hang out with him, and like they would go. Your parents would go to the bar, and I'm like, dude, if my dad. I'm like, if my dad knew that we were here like alone, unsupervised, and then like I would have to be home like at a certain time specifically, and like. Oh, so Jared would have to get a hold of your parents and get them to come home from the bar to bring me home, and like I would be late, and I'm like, oh, my dad's gonna kill me. But I kept doing it anyway because like I don't know, sports
Yeah, yeah.
15. So
Around
nothing was
that
gonna stop
time,
me.
that's when my mom had accepted that she had no power to influence my dad, that he just didn't care.
Mm.
And so instead of bitching and moaning in an effort to save her marriage, she just started going to the bar with him and leaving Jared and me home alone. And that's
I feel like I think one of us was
I guess
singing.
I need to go back inside. Oh, I'm too far away from the internet. I know I was
Um,
traumatized and I was taking my pain out on Jared.
I this is
And
actually so this is a funny story that I told him. I didn't tell him the second time we were together when we were like 20 and we are grown and whatnot. I told him when we became friends again, like 5 years ago or something. So he was 14 and I was 15, and it was one of the times I was over there, and he was like making us something to eat. And like I don't know, I've known how to cook like really well my whole life. So I just assumed he's like, I'm gonna make burgers. I'm assuming he knows what he's doing. He had no idea what he's doing. But so he makes me one. So his was fine, but he didn't realize like mine was like pretty much raw, like all the way through. And I ate the whole fucking thing and didn't say shit. Like I didn't want to make him feel bad at all. And just fucking ate. And he felt so bad about it later. He was like, "You ate a whole raw burger for me." I was like, "Yeah."
wait, what do you mean by raw?
Like he seared it, he made the little patties. He was so cute, like figuring out seasonings and stuff. He made it. And it was just like it was seared on both sides, but the inside was like completely raw. And it
Well,
was so
what a
thick too. Like
sweetheart. That's disgusting.
and he was like, "That's the nicest thing I've ever heard." And I was like, I don't know. I just like it was sweet that like he even did that for what I'm saying? So I was like, I just want to hurt his feelings, be like, hey, you didn't fuck it like this, it's fucking raw.
Very sweet. That's what my mom would have said. My mom is a very cruel person. I wrote a song about my mom today. Let's see. It's about how she doesn't respect rules. She doesn't like rules, and she will do whatever the fuck she wants. I won't
That
try
sounds like
to. What's that?
I said that just sounds like me.
Yeah. Well, you're probably a lot like my mom. That's probably why Jared liked you so much. Don't guys go after women who are like their
Yeah.
mother? That's what they
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
No, but my mom's wonderful. I love my mom, but she's traumatized too. I mean,
Mhm.
aren't we all?
No.
We
Yeah.
all we're all cursed. Like we have family curses on us. Like so, my dad. I could say all kind of awful shit about my dad, but he's a better dad than his dad was. His dad was an orphan who was beaten in an orphanage until he was 18 and he joined the Navy, and then he married a lady, my grandma, and had a family. They had 5 children, and but he didn't raise them. As a matter of fact, he was cheating on my grandma, so she left him, and he was only remotely in their lives. My dad did better than that, and for that matter, my grandpa did better than his dad. His
I
dad,
think we all do like a little bit better than our parents did, but then we're also still trying to survive like the trauma our parents caused us. And I don't think it was ever malicious or intentional. It's just, I mean, there's balance in life, there's
I,
as for everything good, there's going to be something equally bad, so um
I agree that it isn't malicious or intentional. It's just coping with trauma and doing our best.
yeah, like that's the thing is my mom was the way she was because of her mother, and then I'm sure she was because, and so on and so forth. And I mean, I was telling my wife the other day, like we as human beings, we don't know what mistakes are until we make them. And it's all our first time here. Like nobody showed up like with the book on how to do things. It was just
You
oh,
you
like, oh
sound
no,
like
I
my
got this. Like I
dad.
know how to handle all these situations. I'm totally gonna just, do everything
You,
the right now. I mean,
you sound like my dad. That's what he
I just
says.
so I don't hold grudges,
Well,
I just
good.
think that,
No,
like, I might not keep people in my life, but I just forgive everybody and move on, I
amen. I
mean,
mean, that's all we
I've
could
fucked up,
do.
I've hurt people, and I try to do better every day. That's all I can do.
Um, you sound what you're talking about. It sounds a lot like what's called the gospel of Jesus Christ. You ever heard of that before?
I might have heard about that like once or twice somewhere.
So you and I have never talked about that before. What is your impression of that?
So as far as that goes, like I kind of like organized religion or anything, but I do like I respect everybody's decision and like everybody, whatever anyone chooses to believe, as long as you're not hurting other people with that, the like there's branches of Christianity like where that are just they're set out to just like spread hate and what is it? Was it the Westboro Baptist Church and shit like that? Like that's super gay. Um, but I mean, I believe that there's either a God or something, and if it is I guess the God you would find like in your typical Roman Catholicism, that guy, I
Hmm.
think that he made us all in his image, and that's why we're imperfect. And I think he forgives us because he's also imperfect, and he loves everybody, and that's just that.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. So these people, so whenever you hear Christian, you think of organized religion. That's what most people think of. Dude, all of these people are hypocrites. They're not even like accidentally hypocrites, like they're trying and they
Mhm.
keep
Yeah.
failing. But I found this out whenever I read the Bible and then I was saved. And what I mean by saved, when Jesus saved me, what I mean by that is I read the book while I was in a low state of anxiety and depression and addiction,
Mhm.
and the book spoke to me with symbols and it taught me how to think. And as I learned how to think, I stopped feeling my anxiety and stuff. And and whenever I was separated completely from my negative emotions, I went into multiple churches of different denominations to glory in Jesus Christ and how he saved me, and they all would deny that I could have possibly been saved because they don't want you to
Find
figure
it your
out
own.
that it's a thing that happens within you, that it's just forgiveness and overcoming trauma and loving people. They want you to think that you have to fall in line with rituals and traditions. Dude, they're all fake, all of them.
I mean, like, do you know like which branch technically they file the old though they sorry they the Old Testament like to like the closest?
Well, yeah, Jews, they call it, right? Or
Oh no,
Catholics.
not Jews. Nope,
Who?
Rastafarians.
Black people? The Hebrew
um,
Israelites?
Rastafarians follow the Old Testament like to like almost to the letter, like down to like they don't cut their hair, like that's hence the dreadlocks, and they don't really have churches because they believe church is wherever you feel closest to God. And
Well,
that, when King James took over Europe, they didn't really, he changed a lot of things to kind of benefit him. Like, oh no, you have to go to church if you want to see this man. No, you can't talk to him at home. You got to come to church. Give me money.
yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, so Rasta, and look, when I was saved, I was smoking a lot of weed, and it sativa, it helps you think. It stimulates thought, and it
Oh,
helped me
I can't do
meditate
it.
on the symbols in the scripture, and to understand it and to connect dots. And it's
That's
like,
funny. Me and you, we had a conversation just like that, like 15 years ago, about smoking weed because neither one of us really could smoke weed because we would just get way too fucking high.
oh, dude, it used to be crazy. Yeah.
I was like, no, I can't smoke. I get stuck in my head. I get stuck in my thoughts like really bad. And then I'm like, why are people looking at me? Stop looking at me. They're talking
but
shit about
but
me over there. Why are you laughing?
I realized that smoking sativa and the experience of being high on sativa in particular is communion with God. I mean, God, by the way, look, so whenever I was reading the scripture and I found out that all these freaking pastors and stuff were liars, and that they were just they were denying God and Jesus Christ. I was like, okay, well, how far can I take this to find out the truth? And then I started looking at it in Greek and translating it myself. And it's all like really easy to do. It doesn't take, you don't have to go to school, to a Jesus school, to find out the truth about any of it. But in the book of John, in chapter 1, in the first verse, it says that God is logos, and logos is the root of the word logic. So that's the power of God, is to be logical, to have,
I
and
mean,
so what comes with being logical? Having peace and love and logic. These are all the same thing. And so, oh, that's all it means. That's what happens to you when you're saved by God, is you go from having anxiety to having peace and love and logic, that you may, instead of seeing problems, recognize solutions and create and fix things. That's what God does, right? He's the creator. You become the creator when you become logical and you understand the world and the problems that surround you. And
in theory,
they hide it.
you are the creator of everything that happens in your life. Like you are in control. I
Well,
mean,
if you
maybe not
if you take
omnipotent or
control,
anything, but you know,
well,
and people say like, well, what about all these bad things? Where's God when all these bad things happen? And you have to have balance. With nothing is good if nothing is bad. I mean, like if you have nothing to compare to, if everything was just good all the time, like nothing would really like feel amazing and feel great. Like
well,
yeah.
so the bad things, God isn't there. God has nothing to do with the bad stuff. That's what people don't understand, because they're not even trying to understand, because they're not even looking at the book and trying to know what it says. God has nothing to do with death. God is resurrection. Death, by the way, like in the New Testament, it explains that death is of the mind. Whenever you don't have logic and you're like an animal in the world just reacting emotionally, that's death.
I mean, but
And
you
God
cannot have
resurrects
life
us.
without death. Like I mean,
Amen.
that's like life is a beautiful, amazing thing, and it's going to end. Like it's as good as it is. Like it's gonna be bad one day. Like it's gonna, it has to happen. It's just the way everything goes.
It's tough, man. Okay, so I have my testimony about how I was, and then I was saved. But let me tell you how I am now. Oh, I don't even know, Morgan. I don't know how I am now. I drank a bottle of whiskey today. I can tell you that. Last night I streamed with my friend Scott, and I covered the camera like that so that I could take a sip of my whiskey, because I didn't want to appear to be a hypocrite. But then I had to expose myself later, because it's like, what am I doing? What
I
am I?
do
Oh,
as
I'm
I
going to
say, not as
hide? Does
I
it
do.
make me
Right.
a holy person to hide what I'm doing? I am what
Yeah.
I am, and it is what it is, and I'm no better than anybody. We're all in the same boat.
Mm.
And shoot, I was saved,
but my life has changed in a way that I really don't understand, and I don't know my trajectory right now, and I'm in sin, which is just I'm emotional. I've been emotional, Morgan, and for better or worse, I don't know, but it is what it is. How do you deal with being having a BPD? What even is that, Morgan?
Okay. It's a personality disorder. There's three types of personality disorders. They're very different from like your typical like, you know, you think mental health, you think depression, anxiety. Those are symptoms of life, it turns out. They're not diagnoses. I used to
Amen.
have I used to have a DSM-5, like, because I was trying to figure out myself, because it's fucking scary sometimes. It's Borderline personality disorder is considered the worst mental health condition to have. Like, worse than anything else, worse than paranoid schizophrenia or CPTSD or anything. Um it's the life expectancy is actually 28 years old. I just turned 29, by the way. So like,
Hurrah.
so yeah. Um but it falls in the same category as narcissist, and I forgot what the other one is. But a lot of times, like, people with BPD do tend to come off as narcissistic, which there's a difference between just being like a narcissistic asshole and being diagnosed narcissistic personality disorder. Which and then the next one is antisocial personality disorder, which are like sociopaths, and the varying degrees of like, it's just this like broken image in your mind. It's hard to explain how it is, but like, I feel everything like so unbelievably strong. Like, I thought everybody felt emotions like that. Like, I mean, anger and like sadness. Like, I feel like my chest is being caved in, like that scene from the thing. You know what I'm talking about? Where you with the defibrillator. That's like the perfect visual representation of like what it feels like for me when I feel like I've been abandoned, which I never really realized that's what it was. But and sometimes it's just perceived. Like Ken didn't call me one time when we first started dating and to let me know he made it home, and I was like, he is never talking to me again. He's ghosting me. I ruined it. Like, I'm the worst, and just like spiraling out of control.
So you have a lot of fear, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, not. I wouldn't say so. Like, it's yes, I mean, yes, but like, it's only when my brain decides like, hey, like, this is what's happening right now. It's the same thing. Like, oh, the
And
cycle's repeating itself. Let's go, and like, the thoughts are insane, because like a lot of people, like I said, I'm very self-aware, so I try not to let it affect anyone else. Like, I don't do anything to manipulate anyone, but like, people with BPD are known for like threatening to kill themselves when you try to leave, or like hurting themselves, and just general, like, that kind of thing. I mean,
so this
if you
goes
could, you
back to
probably
your
say to
mama,
somebody.
right? Does this go back
Yeah,
to mama?
yeah. So
Well,
yeah, she used to do that a lot actually when we were kids. She tried to kill herself with a granola bar in front of me one time, and she was making
Momo,
progress. It was impressive.
if you understand that this is a manifestation of your childhood
Mm,
trauma,
mhm.
having that understanding, are you able, with that understanding, to overcome
Fuck no.
your struggle at all?
No,
Why
see,
not?
and that's the worst part, is like, being self-aware makes this so much worse for me, but it makes it I find that it makes it easier for my loved ones, because I mean, there's whole like subreddits about like just people hating other people, like people with BPD, and they're saying like they're the worst people to date, like, or be with, and like they're just, they're like, whatever you do, like, don't ever like that.
Well, so you've acknowledged that these emotions are inauthentic because they come from trauma, right?
Oh no, they're not inauthentic at all. They're like amplified. They're like emotions on steroids. Like, my anger, like, I mean, I can kind of like, I can hold it back. Like, I can keep it in, and like I said, not affect the people and things around me. But like, by internalizing it, it like, it just, it feel like getting through it, like, it's almost, I would say it's like withdrawals. Like, in those moments, it's like I'm kind of just forced to suffer unexplainably, like excruciatingly, for some amount of time until it kind of passes, and it's awful. It is so terrible.
Are you on medication?
It cannot be medicated, like, at all.
Are you on medication?
No.
Okay. Well, that's good. Did you know that the
Mhm.
word like like pharmacy, pharmaceutical, it comes from the Greek word pharmaketos, which refers to a sorcerer? That literally a pharmacist is a sorcerer.
That
You ever
makes
heard of
sense.
that?
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. They put things in you to control you. So people become traumatized and they look to the pharmacist for a cure. And the stuff that they give you to cure you
Mhm.
actually seals your issue and makes it permanent.
Well,
Well,
see,
I'm go on.
I should probably be medicated for, like, my ADHD, because I hate that name for it, but people with ADHD don't produce a steady, like, baseline amount of dopamine in their brains to get through, like, daily tasks that are boring, you know? But
Did I
I think that when it comes to, like, medication and mental health disorders and whatnot, like, I mean, the recommended treatment is dialectical behavioral therapy, which is basically you're just learning how to control your own mind. Like, you're learning how to focus your thoughts, and, like, it just takes time. But, like, with things like depression, we medicate people who have depression, but it's like, does this person have a depression disorder of some kind? Or did something sad happen? Like, depression's a part of life. Like, things are going
Amen.
to depress you. Things are going to make you anxious. Like, that's supposed to happen. Like, we don't need to medicate normal everyday anxiety that you're supposed to have. But when people have, like, anxiety disorders where they're irrationally anxious or irrationally depressed, like, okay, but it's different.
Well, I think anxiety in general is irrational, right? You're stuck. What it is you're stuck in somewhere in between the past and the future. Not really the present. You don't really know what the
Well,
present is. Because I was
it,
there, Morgan. I
yeah.
was so. Let me tell you a bit about my mental health history. I was diagnosed with moderate to severe ADHD multiple times in my life. When I was young, when I was a teenager, when I was a grown man, and I was diagnosed with depression, and I was on Zoloft, and all for years I was on these things. And dude, when it was really bad, after my son's mother left and took them, and my daughter's mother left and cut her out of my life, and then the state of Louisiana was coming after me because my dog bit my goat, and they
Hey,
had
that
me in.
happened to me.
That
This one
happened
killed
to
a goat.
you?
Yeah, he killed a goat.
Oh, dude, my dog, one of my dogs bit one of my goats, and I was being charged with two misdemeanors and a felony, and they litigated against me for a year and a half. So first, I got arrested and I went to jail for the weekend, and because my dog bit my goat. A
Oh,
month late, no, a few weeks later, she left and took the boys, and then I had this terrible anxiety because I was losing control of my life. But I had just gotten a small business administration loan. So I
mhm.
was like, okay, I can afford to just quit my job right now to try to recover from this. Because I would go to work to sell cars and I'd wind up sitting behind the dumpster having panic attacks all day. So I
Oh,
quit my
nice.
job. And then whenever I was ready to go back to work, I couldn't get a job at a dealership anymore because due to ongoing litigation. And
Yeah.
I was up against ongoing litigation for a year and a half, and it was like ruining my life. Um, and that's when I there was a point in my life when I was living with my parents, back when I was living with Jared, and I had terrible anxiety, and I would wake up and get drunk and eat Xanax, and I would stay drunk
Oh,
all day, and I did that for months, Morgan. But so this is what I mean when I say that I was saved.
mm.
I fasted, Morgan. I fasted. It took me 3 weeks to accomplish it, but after 3 weeks, I accomplished 4 days without any food, only water. Talk about taking control of yourself. I did not eat anything. I just drank water and I read the New Testament. And the New Testament, again, it's a bunch of symbols that teach you how to think. It challenges you to make sense of what it presents to you. And it's really amazing. And so as I fasted and I read it, I just came out of that terrible slump that I was in. At the end of 4 days, I wasn't anxious anymore. My ADHD didn't hold me back in any kind of way. And I just started recognizing solutions instead of problems. Whereas I used to be ridden with fear and anxiety and depression, suddenly I had this burst of energy because I started to see solutions and I wanted to make the world a better place. I was the opposite of what I had been before. If I had gone to a rabbi, I'm sorry, if I'd gone to a doctor to be
Rabbi.
prescribed medicine to
Yeah.
fix me, then I
Mhm.
would be the same today. I would be regulated by the sorcery. But no, well, this is what I mean that I was saved. It all just went away. It went away all at once.
I do like medication. I mean, especially for like, brain, mental, anything. It definitely has there's definitely a time, but I think that I think it's really overprescribed because like sometimes like we just need to deal with things. Like sometimes like there's, we need like therapy or the Lord or whatever, what I'm saying, family, like we need to reconnect. I mean, whatever it is, but I mean, I went through when Hunter passed away, I had to be medicated. Like I couldn't breathe. I pretty much screamed for like 2 days straight. They gave me Xanax. They had to like to calm me down. And it was probably for the best. But I don't think I needed to be on that long term, like at all. Um, I was something like because like now I'm at peace with it. It took time. It took time. It took grieving. Um,
Yeah.
Sometimes we just need to feel our emotions, like if it's not like if you're depressed for a reason, like sometimes you just need to feel it. Like, because like I said, there's got to be balance. Like everything's going to feel so much better when you come out on the other end.
You're absolutely right. You have to feel it, and you said exactly what it's all about. It all about being life is just finding peace. Life can seem to totally suck. Stuff's going to happen that's going to crush us, and we just
Yeah.
need to accept that we have no control of it, and we have to be have peace with the things we don't have control over, and recognize how to take control over ourselves. That's all that we could do.
The more important somebody is to you in your life, like the more it's going to hurt when you lose them. There's balance.
Yeah.
I mean, does it mean that you should go cut everybody amazing out of your life right now? That way you don't have to hurt later? Like, no. Like, you just have to accept what life is and see the beauty and like, I mean, that's why like I'm gotten pretty good at grieving, like because I've been through a lot. I've lost almost everybody. Like almost like all my photos I have like throughout the years, I'm like the only person alive left in any of them. And so
It's crazy.
I've I've learned how to come to peace with like losing people and most of them have been suicides. So that just kind of is like an extra, you know.
Did
But
you know
I've been through it a lot.
do you know that Jared had he had a YouTube channel? I just remembered this like a couple weeks ago. He had a YouTube channel that he posted on a lot that was about teaching people about health and working out and uplifting people. Did you know about that?
Yes. Have you found it?
I didn't find it. Do you have any idea how to find it? I don't remember what it's even called.
Like that he deleted, so like he would make things, he would delete them. Like I've got like he made like a different screen name. Like he does not have a lot of screen names that he reused. Like he pretty much stopped using Murmyoman like when he's like 15. Like he stopped making like using, so like all his old accounts, like all video games, Maple Story, stuff like that was all Murmyoman or whatever, but they're all new. There's Mr. Bard and there's Jard the Bard, and then there's a bunch of like just nonsense, like walking on pins and needles. And then like I have a list, I have an ongoing list because I was trying to remember what his damn Reddit username was. And all I remember is it started with an O. I can't remember.
I just realized I have an old iPhone that I quit using because the screen broke, but there's a log of our text messages in there in which I am fairly certain he sent me a link to that YouTube channel. I need to get it fixed. I need to get on it.
I was so glad when I found his satirical news Instagram. And
That's so funny, dude. He was
I
so
could hear like
funny.
every time I read one, like I could hear his laugh, you know, like his that like when he would laugh so much harder if you were just like,
um, what was I gonna say? I don't know. I just lost my train of thought. He. Do you know about him? That for like 6 months he was, and he did this a couple of times. He was going in suicide, like chat rooms to try to talk people out of suicide. That he would talk to depressed people online and uplift them and try to talk them out of it. Did you know about that?
I've gone through and read like I mean, there's so much. Like I've got on one of my old hard drives, I found like an archive of my Facebook from when I was like 16. So I've got all of me and it's terrible. I've got all me and Jared's messages from then and then when we dated again and then recently. And I've gone through and read like a lot of it. Like, and I mean, I found, and it's like, I actually, you know, I just read the last text message he ever sent me the other day, and it's really ironic because it said something about Happy New Year's. Something about I should do lots of mushrooms this year. I
You
was
know,
like, oh,
I, I've I've been doubting that the mushrooms are the thing that did it.
I
I've been thinking about it, and because I don't know who he was talking to, but I know he was chronically online. He was in these depression chat rooms, and my dad doesn't think it has anything to do with mushrooms. He thinks that it's well. I think this now I'm suspicious that he's mentioned mushrooms in the letter just to throw people off of the truth. It's what sucks is that we can't know. Maybe we can. I don't know how, but I have this suspicion that he was in such a deep, dark place that he allowed somebody on the internet to talk him into doing it and to guide him the whole way.
so I knew like it was the timing was so terrible. It was because like I was in Little Rock. Like I had to go. Me and Ken had to go to court, and we had to go see a friend. And this was the day that Jared was like he had messaged my stepsister and my dad and my stepmom and all that. I think I sent you like the audio clips of him like going off, and then and one of the things that he was upset about is that he mentioned like our relationship from like when we were kids, and I was like, hey, like you're upset about a lot of things that like happened a long time ago. And he said, he was like, I'm just going around telling everybody what I think about him. And I was like, oh, that's suicide talk. I was like, that guy's acting like he's going to kill himself. I was like, I need to call him. And then my brother died like the next day.
The
And,
next day.
and I didn't like, Jared had mentioned some things about my brother. So like, I just didn't want to tell him. I didn't want to feel bad. Like, hey, you know, my brother died. So, and of course, I was caught up in that. Like I can't even remember. I was going through it. And I, you know, and it's crazy because I kept thinking to myself, like, man, my life is never this easy. Like, I can't just grieve my brother. Like, something else is gonna happen. Like, when it rains, it pours, like in my life, you know? And then that was when I saw your message and I was like, there it is. There it is. Like, because of course, like
I just reread that message that I sent you a couple days ago, and it was just so blunt and ugly. I'm sorry I said it like that.
there's what's the good way? Like, what's the good way? I mean, how do you say that?
I don't know.
You know, I mean, sometimes you just kind of got to, and like
Can,
sometimes, I mean,
can we talk
sometimes like
about
you can't even make it a phone call because like you yourself are unable to speak. I mean, I don't. I mean, I didn't think anything. I think that I'm just glad you told me, like, because me and you obviously hadn't spoken in what like 13 years or something,
yeah.
and you found me and you told me, and you know, because so I had like that moment of her, you know, like I did have a moment where I was like, oh my God, like I wish I had fucking called him, you know. And then when I talked to your mom and I find out 2 days, like that incident happened with them 2 days before he started like calling my family and everything. And I was like he was going through something. And the thing is, he used to call me, he used to reach out to me all the time. Like he used to feel like this a lot and he would always call me. And then I had the moment of like, maybe he didn't call me because the last time he was trying to talk to me, like I said, I was me and Kim were in court. I was just busy that day. Like I maybe I gave off the impression like I wasn't available and I made him feel like he couldn't talk to me. And So I kind of like I felt that way for a moment, like, you know, fuck, there was something like maybe there was something I could have done, but I mean, what if I wasn't around all the time, you know? I mean,
It's really useless to think about it like that because it is what it is. And if we think
that's
about if we
exactly
keep
'cause
thinking what if, then we drive ourselves crazy.
I've come to peace with it because I mean, there's nothing, you know, like I'm human too, you know. I mean, I was dealing with the loss of my brother. And yeah, I wish I could have dealt with the loss of my brother and trying not to lose my best friend at the same time. But the thing, I'm human and I just couldn't.
Can we talk about your brother? Because that's a really interesting situation that I don't think people understand that this is even a
Um,
possibility.
Dude,
What happened?
I live to talk about my brother. Ken is tired of hearing me talk about my brother.
Talk
I wish
about
I had
your
my
brother, girl.
I wish I had my Mason. I wish I had my Hood Rat Mason shirt on right now because I made those stupid, shitty memorial shirts. Like,
I need to make. I've been wanting to make those for Jared. That sounds so like
oh
such
my
a great
god, he
idea.
would see like Mason would have hated it. He'd be like, "Bro, fam, don't put me on a t-shirt." I'd be like, "Hey, bro," like, which also Mason and Jared, they were both like probably the two funniest fucking people I have ever known in my life. And my brother, like a lot of his jokes that he used to make only got funnier when he died. And I'm like mad about it. Like, because he used to say all the time, like, you're just prejudiced against dead people. And like it's just fucking funnier now. I'm like, damn, dude.
Okay. Okay. How
Um,
did he die? How did he die?
so my brother, you know, like I said, the trauma, my mom, but Mason was different. Mason was, and me and his relationships with my mom were different. He was dependent of her, and they would share pills. Like she would give him medicine. Like she was trying to keep him around because everybody abandoned her. I mean, she was an awful person, and then she got sick, and then she needed people, and I mean, nobody wanted to be around her anymore. And she ran her husband off, and now, like, so she dealt with the next 12 years of cancer alone. You know, like, and I hate to say that she deserved it, but I mean, you know, you get what you give, you know? So,
Like the hot boy said, "Get it how you live."
yeah, true, true. So Mason struggled with like pills and stuff at like a really young age, whereas I was like, I would pick up like Xanax breadcrumb trails him and my mom would leave, and I would sell them to buy cigarettes because I just love cigarettes. But so I turned out the opposite. Well, my mom died when he was 18, I was 17, and he didn't know what to do anymore. Like his whole life revolved around her. I mean, he took care of her and he was just like he had no purpose anymore. You know, like he had dropped out of school to be there for his mom and now she's gone. And then he went to school, you know, he got arrested, got kicked out of school, and then he was in halfway houses and rehabs. He actually broke into a church. The second time he got arrested, he broke into a church and they stole like some extension cords or something. He was on drugs, you know. He went to jail for 3 months, halfway house for 3 months. And then he ended up moving in with me. And he was still struggling with his like drug addiction, which at the time was loperamide, which is this is going to sound insane, which is anti-diarrheal medication, like Imodium. That was his, like, he could not get off of that for the longest time. And every time he did get off of it, he would go right back to it.
Was he chronically constipated then?
Look, we should,
You don't know
I'm just
about
going to
his
say
bowel movements. You just know about the rest.
the withdrawals from that medication, I had to live with, like, physically in my house. So, eventually got to a point where, me and you remember Dawn? Remember my roommate Dawn?
I don't.
Came to your house on New Year's at one time.
I
Lesbian, little
don't.
short lesbian.
Oh wait. Okay,
Yeah,
vaguely, yeah. Okay, it sounds familiar.
a friend of yours or something that night. I'm not going to get too into that.
All right.
Nurse, she helped my brother wean off of like once. He got back on it for some reason. Now he started it because he was going through opiate withdrawals, and this would stop the opiate withdrawals. But then something was it was like I guess in his brain, you know, he just kept getting back on it for no fucking reason. And the withdrawals from it will actually kill you. Like it's one of the very few things withdrawals will kill you. So we put him in a rehab. They put him on Suboxone, and then he weaned off of the Modium and was going to wean off the Suboxone. They kept giving him more Suboxone for some reason. So
Sorcerers.
so then I ended up having to like kick him out of my house because I couldn't just take care of him my whole life. I told my dad that I was like, look, I got to like look, I was paying $1,400 a month. I was 21 years old. Like I was paying all the bills, gas, water, lights, everything for like this huge house. And I was just like, look, I'm moving. Mason can't live with me anymore. I can't I'm not going to be the person to enable him. Okay. I was like, Dad, you want to take him in? He's all yours, but I can't do it. That is when he became homeless in New Orleans. That was right before I moved here. So it was like 2017, 2018. And
Wait,
that
wait,
was where
wait.
he was like ever since. He's in New Orleans. That's when he started drinking really bad. And
New
then
Orleans proper, like not
like
Algiers, but New
New
Orleans.
Orleans, like in the city, like he lived in he slept in
Damn,
alleyways
he
and
was one of them street kids.
yes, there's actually if you like on the Drunk Suburban Street page, there's like him and his homies like passed out on the street all the time, like swimming in the river, like just Mason like.
Wow.
And the thing is that this, in my opinion, is probably when he was the most himself. Like Mason spent his whole life being told what he needed to do and what he was expected to do. And this is when Mason finally said, fuck it. Like, I'm going to do what the fuck I want. At some point, a
Just
friend of
like my
his got an
mom.
RV. Mason drew the license plate for the RV in crayon, like on lined paper. And they drove all the way up here to Arkansas, like 7.5 hours, and like surprised me. So he came up here. They stayed for like a week and a half, and it was chaotic and hilarious,
Dude,
like
nigga got away with a crayon drawn license plate
listen, my
for
brother.
7 hours.
And everybody was like, and I feel like there's people who are like ashamed of like, I was like, and I said that at like my brother's, well, I didn't say it because I couldn't speak. Ken had to read the eulogy for me, but like, I was so proud of him. Like, he was just so like living his life so honestly, like himself, not caring what anybody thought about him. And like, I'm envious of that. I wish we could all like not care about what other people think about us as much as my brother did. Like it was beautiful and it might have made his life shorter, but he lived fully, and I'm so proud of him for that. But eventually this girl he was dating, he ended up with HIV and he ended up with like cirrhosis and eventually his liver failed and he got a little better. He got really better one time, it got worse. And then it was on Christmas Eve, I think, that we got the call. My brother was in the hospital again, and they were putting him on hospice care. Well,
So he got AIDS from a street rat.
I used to because he's my brother, so we would talk shit to each other, and I would say, I'll be like, at least I ain't got AIDS, bitch.
So it wasn't
And he's
fully
like,
blown AIDS, but
no,
he
not
was
for.
so a
That's what he would
street
say.
rat,
He's like, I don't have AIDS, bitch.
and
Yeah,
he got some.
she passed away. He actually found out she passed away. They like pending charges or something because drunk street rats, whatever. He was walking past an alley. They were having a memorial for the girl, like in the alley. Apparently, her kidney exploded, like in detox or something.
Wow.
Yeah,
R.I.P.
but yeah,
R.I.P.
like when
Mason.
my brother called me in the hospital, and I love talking to him in the hospital because he wasn't drunk. He was so hard to talk to when he was drunk, which was like all the time. And but he called me one day and he was just bawling, crying, and he's like, I love you. And I'm like, what's going on, Mason? Like, you want to talk to me? And he's like, I gotta go. I was like, okay, well, just call me if you need to talk to me. And then he would say, I love you. He did, he just like kept repeating this, like cycled for a second, and then he stopped for a minute. And I didn't want to hang up the phone. Like I was gonna let him hang up first because like I didn't know what's going on. And that's when he told me they're putting him on hospice care.
Did he have a neck beard?
At some point, yeah. At some
I
point he lost.
didn't get to know him. I just remember seeing him as a teenager, and he appeared to be in training to become a neckbeard. I don't know if he ever
Oh yeah,
was a
like
neckbeard
he
proper.
he had he had a bunch of different evolutions, and that's what like I got those shirts made. I got like all the May solutions on there, and everybody has like a favorite. Like my favorite is like Big Mace, where he was like still fat and he had long hair. He's like a little metalhead kid. Like that was my
That's what I
favorite.
remember.
Yeah. And then my dad's favorite is like chin beard, like chin strap beard Mason when he like cut his hair off, his shit was like all suave or whatever. And but yeah, I would send him I would send him like care packages, like Walmart delivery while he's in the hospital because he couldn't really eat anything because he was having a lot of procedures. And so I kept sending him like phallic fruits and vegetables because they would just sit on like the end table next to him. There's like bananas, like eggplants, one of those like water jiggle things, like little like sensory toy, whatever the fuck. He was like, dude,
Okay,
why?
just
Like
to
so it
sit
was
and
just like a
rot.
weird. there's like a weird gathering of items like on his like on the table next to him in the hospital. They kept sending him.
That's
He's like,
funny.
I'm not. He's like telling the nurses like, it's my sister, bro. She's fucking with me. I swear.
So a few times I've talked on my channel about when I was a slave. You know a little bit about when I was a slave, but not from a different perspective. You want to talk a little bit about your stepsister?
Oof.
She
Oh man.
enslaved me. Did you know that she enslaved me?
Yeah, I
That
do.
the majority of my trauma was not from my mother, but from your stepsister.
Yeah, see,
And
that's funny because that is actually like that's like the second half of my trauma. Like I actually
her.
found some videos of it the other day, like from like a long time ago, and I was showing my fiance. I was like, see this thing? I was like, every morning she would try to kill me because she would like jump on me, like on the couch, and I would wake up to like her entire body weight landing on top of me. And it was not, I did not enjoy this. Yeah, she was horrible to me, like awful, the worst. Like she would put me down constantly to, I guess, to feel better about herself. Like I was her punching bag. My entire childhood, like up until that Easter that she never spoke to me again, which was amazing.
What was the circumstance that she never spoke to you again?
Oh fuck. It was that, you don't remember that Easter that you and Jared got in a fight, and I guess Jared said something to you, and then you told her, and then she like made a big deal with me and my family at my house, and then that was it.
I don't know. I put a lot of that out. I put a lot of it out.
Yeah. But that was like, yeah, that was the whole thing, which is crazy to me. Like, yeah, and then she like kept doing all these crazy things to try to force me and Jared to break up. And the thing is, like, me and Jared were very young and probably would have broken up a lot sooner if everyone wasn't telling us not to, like telling me to. Because I was 15 years old. The last thing I want to do is what my dad is telling me to do, you know? So every single time he said, you need to break up with that kid, he postponed it by like 3 months, you know?
I was thinking about her recently. And we used to go to karaoke, and she would always ask me to do these songs by Matchbox 20. And she really liked when I did the song Push. And I was thinking about the lyrics and how she loved me singing this song. And like the chorus goes, I want to
Just
push you
looking it up.
around. Well, I will. I want to push you down. I want to take you for granted. And this woman
Ah,
did it to me. She did this to me for 10 years. And for almost the whole time, we weren't even together. But
hmm.
men are so vulnerable and stupid. Did you know that, Morgan?
Oh,
It's
dude, I
so
am.
easy.
No, we are. No, look, I think that we're all vulnerable and stupid
It's
to
so
like,
you're right. Women are too. It's so easy
well,
to
the
enslave a person. It really
the
is.
the
To,
narcissistic like abuse cycle is like the thing
that's
is
it.
you never know that it's happening. Like there's, I mean, I was with Seth for 13 years, and like I said, we weren't always like out in the open actively together, you know, because I was 14 years old when he was 19. So but
That's weird.
13 years later, and a friend of mine tells me, I was like complaining about him, and she had finally seen him like when he was drunk, he couldn't hide the way he was from other people. And they would, oh, that was when all my friends would see it. I'm like, do you see it? Like, am I crazy? And they're like, no. I'm like, okay, so I'm not crazy. And she told me, she was like, I don't want to hang out with like around your boyfriend anymore. She was like, he's a fucking narcissist. And I was like, well, no, he's not. Like, I've known this man for 13 years. Like, he's my best friend for 13 years. And then I went home and I'm looking at him and I'm like, how the fuck did I not see this? Like, how
Okay, so what is a narcissist? Because I've been called a narcissist a lot, like a lot.
by narcissists?
But I
The
don't agree
narcissist
with it. But who
will
am
be
I
the
to say
first
whether or
people.
not I am?
So it turns out that Seth actually had antisocial personality disorder. Like he was a clinically diagnosed sociopath and incapable of like human emotions or having empathy for anyone at all. And which is why it felt so fake to me every time he cried, which was like 3 times. It was really weird. But
He felt
so there's a difference between being narcissistic and like having like not narcissistic personality disorder because like everyone has those moments where like, when you feel really good about yourself, you're like, I'm the shit, like, just I'm so much smarter than everyone else type moments. But normal people also, sometimes have those days where you just feel like, oh, is that Little Morgan said, I want that shirt. You can't have my shirt. It would never fit you.
Wait,
But
You just said Little Morgan, and now I
yeah,
see Max Jones, and now
yes,
I know who that is.
that's Little Morgan. Yeah, that's Little Morgan.
Hey, hey, Max, it's been a while. I didn't know that y'all know each other. Holy smokes!
What? You're sorry, what?
I,
That's funny.
I,
She was just up here in Arkansas for a while, and we was my fishing buddy, and then
well,
moved
I
back.
haven't heard anybody you dated. I
Yeah,
haven't
we
heard
did. We did
anybody
3
refer
times.
to her. I haven't heard anyone refer to her as she in like 10 years. So I'm surprised to hear that.
Okay. Well, they. I don't know. I don't know who we are today. I'm sure they'll tell me. But anyway, um, oh yeah, the narcissist thing. But yeah, some people like are just narcissistic, like they are like very vain, and yeah, it's the whole thing right now. Thank you. But some people are just very vain and they think they're better than everyone else, but they're not like mentally incapable of thinking otherwise. Like narcissists have this, and they're usually people have very low self-esteem. But
Yeah.
and if you challenge that at any point, like if you challenge that idea, like they've done something wrong or something is not right about them in any way, they will wig the fuck out. They will flip it. Like they will, you turn it around back on you somehow. Like they're, I mean, I feel like when you talk about it, like everybody's going to have somebody that they've been with that comes to mind, when they think of like,
You're describing my wife. It feels like we're talking about my
see, and the thing is
wife.
that we all do it. Like, I feel like everybody does it at some point, but
And you're right. We
but not
do.
everybody is clinically diagnosed with narcissistic personality
Well,
disorder,
we
which is like, I mean, it's
I don't care.
insane. Like,
Dude, I so don't care what anyone's diagnosed with. I don't trust doctors. I think they're liars, and they all like care about is money. Because the
yeah,
truth is that we're all the same. I mean, to different degrees, we're all guilty of the same things. We're
like
all evil. We're
I'm
all evil in the
different.
same ways, and we all struggle in the same ways. That's why we gotta just forgive one another, understanding that we're all struggling and they're all going through a whole thing right now, you know? It's really
Like,
that simple.
I'm guilty of having like the narcissistic moments and stuff, but I'm saying these are Jared used to I mean obviously I don't think he was diagnosed, but he used to actually he had looked into it and considered the idea that he might be like clinically like a narcissist, which is anytime that somebody like is aware of it, they call it like a benign narcissist because it's like they'll straight up tell you like that, it's like telling somebody like, hey, nice to meet you, I'm a sociopath, you should probably, just be aware of that type,
And
which
the
doesn't
dark
happen. That never
man.
happens.
So speaking of the word narcissist, let's talk about what that actually means, because the
Mhm.
way that we use it is a colloquialism. We
Mhm.
there is a common understanding of what a narcissist is, but if you look at the root of the word, it comes from Narcissus, who is a
Yeah.
character in Greek mythology. Who he's a man who glimpsed himself in a pond and thought he was so in love with his own image that
Mhm.
he just withered away, staring at himself in love. And that really doesn't match
Mhm.
racism, is it? But you know what it does match? It matches transgenderism. And I know that because that's what I was for a long time. Whenever I identified as a woman, I was in love with my own image. I became obsessed with the way that I looked. And I was essentially like my own girlfriend, is what it had become.
I remember. I
I
I
I was
I think I have a picture of you from God, what would it be 2013? No, 2010? It was
I
2010.
thought I was I thought I was so cute, and I
I
was just ugly.
I
I
actually
just
have
looked like a guy dressed like a girl.
I see the picture. I found the picture of you and Blake after I just done your makeup.
What?
Yes. I was in the bathroom at what's that girl's name? The name of the other Blake's house and some chick he lived with at the time, their little apartment.
Joycelyn.
Yeah, yeah. Because I was like, I was sitting in like on the counter in the bathroom or something. And you and Blake are blocking the doorway, like looking absolutely fabulous.
Wait, did he dress up as Blair? Is that what that
I
was?
don't, I don't know, but y'all both just came to me. You were like, "Well, do you have makeup? Like, will you do our makeup?" And I was like, "Oh fuck
So
yeah!"
fucking gay.
I was like, "Fuck
So gay.
yeah!" And yeah, and then meanwhile,
Send me
it was,
that.
it was
You
so
know,
funny because like Tabitha was always, I guess she was like always worried that like I was gonna sleep with her boyfriends or something, and like I just wanted cigarettes. Like my everything in my life at 14 years old or 15 was like cigarette. How do I get a cigarette right now?
dude, whenever I was hanging out with Blake, we used to, oh my goodness, we would hang outside of Terrytown Cafe,
Yep.
and we would walk around the parking lot between Terrytown Cafe and A&P and Blockbuster, just looking for cigarette butts. And we would collect cigarette butts off the ground. We'd have our what do you call it? Our haul, and then we just smoke strange butts.
Oh yeah, I did it. Look, I've
Gross,
done
dude.
some
What a
pretty.
what a sick freak were we?
My brother
Oh, but
called
those
them
are
gutter. My brother said they were gutter snipes. When you find like a half smoked cigarette on the ground, and I thought that was the
gutter
funniest thing.
snipes.
Gutter snipes. Do you have a lighter, honey? As he used to call me a gutter snipe all the time. Like, it's pretty funny. Um, but yeah. Did y'all all work at? Was it? What was the name of that restaurant? The Muffalata place.
DiMartino's.
Uh,
That
did
was
y'all? Is that
that
how
was
y'all
my
all met? Did
that
you?
was my first job. No,
Yeah.
the way that I met Blake was that I had this friend named Ellie who I was into in high school, and she had her birthday party at Blake's house. And then Blake, I didn't even interact with him. But then like a week after her birthday party, he like called me. I don't even know how he got my number. And then he just pursued me as a friend. And the way that our friendship started was that we would ride our bicycles to Algiers and take the ferry to New Orleans, and we would play the points game, which is when we would drive around and laugh at how fat and ugly people were and assign points to them based on how fat and ugly they are. And what a toxic friendship, dude. It was really bad, really
That
bad. I've been having this thought that he's just a fake guy, like totally. There are
is that why
there
you
are
and
people in my
Jared
life.
had that song, Blake, you're a phony?
Blake, that was the other Blake.
Oh,
Blake, you're such a fake, you're such a
yeah.
phony. Your whole life's baloney.
I had Ken
I'm s-
dying laughing because I
I'm
was just
so
like
sad you know me.
I was like crying, like listening to the music and stuff, and
Well,
then I got to thank you, Mr. Pope or whatever
Hope
for fucking the kids,
for fucking the
and
kid.
he was dying laughing like it's so sick.
I'm happy to hear that someone enjoyed that other than me, because Jared seemed to be
I mean,
ashamed of all of our
I enjoyed all of it.
improvisations.
I have a phone somewhere where I have like just like a bunch of random like raw recordings of y'all. Like I think
Well, dude,
he's
that
playing like he's playing it super aggressively and you're screaming it, and it's like I'm like this is why your mom had anxiety. Like
I,
like
I
it
have
makes
all
sense.
that. A lot of it's on
Her
YouTube.
anxiety was very rational at some point, like
Or her sons were
I know.
funny. But that was good. That's how so Jared and I, we had overcome the trauma. He had overcome me being a bad brother, and we become best friends. And this was by the time he was 16. So he was 16, I was 22. So it started when he was 14.
Yeah.
All right, he's 14 and I'm 20. Yeah, and we had a good relationship then. And we were always just improvising music and hanging out with Blake, smoking cigarettes and getting drunk in Terrytown and laying in people's yards.
Hell yeah.
Dude, we would walk around.
The right
We would
shit.
we would walk around and just drink whiskey and then find a place to take a nap. And sometimes it's just in someone's front
Just go
yard
run
under their
around and play
tree.
hide and seek and fucking school construction, like
Oh yeah, that was the
it's so fun.
fishbowl we called
It's
it.
so fun. Dude,
That was fun.
I'm not gonna I smoked Blake's whole pack of cigarettes one time. Like we were hiding under a tarp or something, and I just smoked his whole pack of cigarettes. That's all I was there for. I was hot boxing him out, like, because he was sitting like up on like some shingle, like some tiles or something. Oh, dude, I just was lighting the next, like, just kept lighting him. I was like, I'm gonna get him in, man.
I really think, looking back at him, it seems like he was just there to be a saboteur.
weirdest thing is that because he stopped talking to me and he went and he started his a new life somewhere else. Same thing with both of them. With both of them, out of the blue, they quit talking to me. They were terrible influences on me for 10 years, and then they don't want anything to do with me anymore. All of a sudden, it's just such a weird thing.
Yeah. I
I
guess.
don't know. I feel that way about a lot of people, and I think there are people who are born just to be sent into the world to sabotage real people. Fake people sent to sabotage real people.
I mean, I
I
don't
don't
think
know. I
we're
think there's
born
a
that way. I mean, like I said,
what?
we're all once like an innocent little babies.
I don't know. Maybe I'm paranoid, and I am. I guess I am. Mr. Ibn Dante knows that I'm a little paranoid. Like he says, "I forgive you for calling me an Islamic warlock,
But you have
brother.
to
You call
remember,
yourself Islamic because your name's Ibn
people can only
Dante."
sabotage your life if you let them into your life.
Well, no. So this is how I became paranoid. You hear that, Max? After I was trans for 5 years, and then I came out of it, and I was really mad about what happened to me, and I was trying to figure out who's responsible for this, and then I just started blaming the Jews, and then I got
Dude,
involved in organized white nationalism for 5 years, and I found out it's full of feds, it's full of federal agents, it's all a federal psyop,
look,
and I don't know. I think I have fed satellites in my life. I'm pretty sure that I do. I think the most dangerous part of it is that I found out the truth about the Bible and about how everyone who preaches from it is a liar. How nobody represents the truth truly, which is that all that matters is forgiving one another and having love for one another and coming together as one body because they don't want us to be one body. They want us to be fragmented because that's the only way that they can destroy us and rule us.
yeah. It's funny you said that about the feds though, because I just found out that the feds couldn't find anything on me.
Why were they pursuing you?
Uh, um, so two of my friends got arrested by the feds, and
I remember now.
I was
Okay,
terrified.
go on.
I was terrified that I was next. I was like at home, just like, oh my god, the ATF is gonna kick my fucking door in like any minute now. I was freaking out. But I actually heard like the prosecutor say like they couldn't find anything on me, and then I also found that very hard to believe. I was like, you're telling me that it's chaotic and like just me as a person, like nothing. There's nothing. I haven't violated any
You
federal
were
law.
surprised, huh?
I was. Well, because I always made this joke with like my friends and stuff. I was like, "You ever see me?" I was like, "You see me on case info? You see my criminal background?" They're like, "No." I'm like, "You know why? 'Cause I'm fast as fuck." I would just say that all the time, but it turns out that I guess I really just don't. I don't do crime. You would think I do
Is that
crime.
is that a reference to the midget? Is it a midget reference?
No, I don't
Fast
remember.
as fuck, boy.
I'm fast as fuck,
You don't
boy.
remember the
Yeah.
midget?
Yeah, I am. I actually am though, because
Fast as fuck, boy.
I said that, and then one night I they're about to stop selling alcohol at 1 a.m. and I sprinted from my friend's house in like 30 seconds to the gas station and got there in time and like bought us all beer. Just fucking took off. So I'm fast
Very
as fuck.
good.
I
Well
came back with
done.
beer though, so true. But yeah, no, and then I got arrested for like theft by receiving, which is total bullshit. I heard the body cam footage the other day and I was like, I was cringing so hard. My lawyer, he turned the volume up because I was like trying to cover my ears. I started crying at some point. Good stuff. Like I look like a bitch. But
You
yeah,
worried about looking like a bitch.
I did not get federally indicted.
Hey, what's up with your ears? Talk to me about your ears. How did that happen?
Yeah, dude, I've always had ears. I've always had these ears.
Well, last time I saw you, you looked like a normal person. So what
I know
happened to
for
your
a fact,
ears?
last time I saw you was Christmas one year, and I know for a fact I had my ears because you said something like it's so inappropriate, and Jared was so mad later. I was like, dude, it's fine. Like,
Typical me.
yeah, like because we
Okay.
were all in the
So,
bathroom. It was like me, you, your mom, Jared. We're like doing face masks. We're all putting on face masks, being cute and shit.
okay, wait. You cut out for a bit. We were all in the what?
We're all in the bathroom putting on face masks. We're all doing like, you know,
Me?
like bucket you little like skincare face masks or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So why so big? Why so big? What led you to
Okay,
stretch
so
your ears so
funny.
big?
funny story. I wish I still had this somewhere, but Jared, when I first started doing it, I actually started doing it when I was like 9. I like until my parents noticed and made me stop, whatever. I started doing it again at 16, and Jared fucking hated it so much. And he kept making me like take him out. And then we broke up and he was okay with it again. We got back together, he hated it, and then he had written me a note. We had just broken up. He said, I don't even care about your ears anymore. He's like, you would have to go over an inch to freak me out. And I was like, that was my original goal was 3/4. My new goal was 1.25 inches. Like I had to go over an inch, like out of spite. And once I got to that size, the thing is like my ears are just like so naturally stretchy. Like everybody, like all the scene kids, emo kids back in the day, like they wish their ears had the elasticity of mine. Okay. Because they just kept going. Like at this point, like I can only wear silicone because other things will fall out because there's
So,
just like a huge gap.
all right, so what motivated you to stretch your ears out, though? What's that about?
2005, My
Just the
Chemical
trend?
Romance.
You were just
Uh,
you were just in the fad?
no, I mean it was cool. Oh, also, my wife, the girl that I was in love with like my whole life. I met her when I was like 8 years old or something, and she was just I don't know. She was like perfect. I bet she's watching because I sent her a link. I hope she didn't hear this, but she would always sit next to me on the bus. Like she was the only person who wasn't mean to me, and like she had stretched hers. She used to wear tapers. She was like a size 0 or something, and I thought it was just so cool. Like she was so cool, and I
Okay.
wanted to again. That was honestly
So
the
you
first inspiration. I've
okay.
surpassed her far
So
by
are
now.
you
She
are
still has
you
little baby ears.
are you legally married to her?
No, no, we
Okay.
have rings
JW.
tattooed though, and gay marriage wasn't even legal yet. It was actually
How
legalized on my
cute.
birthday that year. But
Interesting.
oh god, um, but like I don't know. It's kind of like it was a thing. It was like a drunken week thing, and then like it just we love each other and we always take care of each other. And it's my wife. That's my
It's
wife.
kind of it's kind of like when I did my nipples, when I got my nipples pierced. That didn't last though. Did you know about my nipples?
No, I didn't know you got nipples pierced. Oh,
I got my nipples pierced I think when I was like 19,
hell
and
yeah.
they were it was botched though. One of them
Oh
was messed
no.
up and it wouldn't heal,
Wait,
and
were they
it
done
just
professionally or like by the homie with a paperclip or something?
nah. You know that popular place that everybody would go to in Terrytown to go get their piercings and tattoos?
Oh no, I was underage, so I
World
was doing
class. I went to world class tattoos.
world class.
Yeah, yeah. And it was this black dude, and
Oh,
he botched one of them, and it just wouldn't heal, and it hurt for a long time.
yeah.
I took it out, and I just had one nipple. I just had one bar, and eventually I just took out that one out too because it looked stupid. The
Now that
first
I
thing
think
I
about
did,
it, I think I offered to do it for you because the thing is, like at that time, like in high school, like I was doing that kind of shit in high school. Like I pierced everybody's ears. I pierced somebody's nipples in the bathroom in high school. Like, I mean, I would do it. I would make quick buck. That was my hustle. That was how I got my cigarette money. Like I had a habit to uphold, man. I ain't no quitter. But I really did. Like I was, dude, like I think back on some of like the body modifications. I was doing like dermal implants and shit, like in high school, like
I'm
before the
now
bell
that I think,
rang.
bro, that's crazy. What? Where'd you go to high
Yeah,
school?
West Jefferson. What you
Oh,
mean? What you
I don't know.
mean?
You a lot younger than me.
Yeah, see, like there's a little more. I did hit their ears too. All cool
Actually, I
kids,
don't
baby.
remember when it was. It had to have been actually when my son was conceived, when my first son was conceived, because I remember I was working at the thrift store, and the first thing I did was I went to work and I went into my boss's office, and he's just this old Jew, and I said, "Hey," and I lifted up my shirt and I showed him my nipples, and he flipped out. He got really pissed off, and that was a lot later. I guess I must have been 22. 22, the early 20s blends with the
Yeah,
teen years for
I
me.
feel like I remember that. I remember offering because I remember like my stepsister was like terrified to get her ears pierced, and then she did, and then she freaked out about him, like took him out or something.
I think I got yours pierced at Claire's.
Ah, because we were trying to talk her into let me like pierce her lip or something. I don't know, and she's like freaking out. I was like, let me do it, man. I'll do it right here, right now. Let's go. I'll do it right now. Right this second.
So weird.
I've got like I still have like a bunch of sterilized equipment like right now.
So why is self mutilation so popular, Morgan?
I probably the obsession to like alter our appearance because like it's like the one thing like you can't control, like
Is it a trauma cope?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
No, I think it is. I
It's
think it
funny.
can be. I think it
I
is, and
hope
it isn't.
I hope Ken is listening because he's 41 now and he's got
He's an
when you
old
understand.
man.
Oh, I know, but it's funny because his lip, like his he used to have his lip pierced, and every once in a while he'll put a lip ring in it, and he'll look in the mirror and he's like, "I look like I'm 40 with a lip piercing," and I'm like, "Yeah, you do." He just looks old. He looks too old for lip
So
piercing.
so are y'all gonna have babies or what?
Uh-uh. Mm-mm. I can't
Why?
have kids. I don't want kids.
Why can't you
Um,
have kids?
I can't have kids because of endometriosis or something, or I don't polycystic ovary syndrome. I don't know, whatever issue it is. I just can't have kids. And then he had cancer a couple of years ago. Well, he still does, but non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and so he can't either. And it's like honestly, it's like sometimes it's like we see little babies, and it's like, oh, that sounds so fun, but then we're like, man, but dual income, no kids is like where it's at. That's all I'm saying. Like we are dinking over here hard, okay?
You love money, huh?
No, but but just not having the stress because it's like if I accidentally fuck up and my dog gets off his leash, right? And he gets hit by a car, like I'm gonna be really sad. But if my kid gets off their leash I'm joking, and like runs out into the street, they get hit by a car, like I'm going to prison for neglect. You know what I'm saying? Like just like it's a lot of responsibility, man.
That happened. Both of those things happened over here recently. A dog had gotten off his leash and he ran into the interstate, and then a child went after it, and then the dog
Oh
was
no.
good, but the child got hit by a car.
Oh
But
God.
hey, but he's okay.
What kind of car was it? I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Very, very good joke. Well done. Well, hey,
Sorry. I can't stop
we're,
myself from saying just off, inappropriate, unhinged things sometimes.
oh no, I appreciate it.
Mhm.
Thank you for helping to round me. This is something. Okay, so I had started drinking again recently, and it has helped to. I used to be a square, like a perfectly symmetrical square, with very sharp
Mhm.
edges. Do you understand? And just having a cup of whiskey has rounded me out and made me kind of a normal person. I don't know. I was really unrelatable for a couple years after I was saved, and
Oh,
now what's amazing is that now I have a drink, and I don't know why I do it because I don't
I
have
think
fear. I'm not
I think there's
afraid, and I'm
balance
not
with
in
that.
any pain.
I've
What?
I've known a lot of people who have like, they found God like in, during like the worst, hardest time of their life or something. And like I feel like they all like go really, really like way too hard in the beginning because it feels amazing. And I understand, like I get it. And then eventually you find the balance of, you and you know,
Everything. It took me not drinking for 2 years to like have myself to be saved from my being an evil son of a bitch. I was such an evil son of a bitch, and I don't even know. It don't even feel that good. And but I do it again, and I need to. I don't know. I want to stop. I think I want to stop.
there's a difference between doing bad things just like for the hell of it and like knowing that it is, and then doing bad things because like you're just trying to survive or you don't understand you like yourself and how your emotions work and everything. You know, if you're like I did a lot of terrible things to people that I love, not intentionally, but because I was attached, like I was stuck in the narcissistic abuse cycle, like with my ex. And um like I did not intentionally want to hurt these people, but like it took once I got away from him, I was finally able to look back and just like accept it and say like I fucked up and I was wrong and I'm not perfect and I've
That's
apologized
hard
to
to do,
people that
man. That's really hard to do.
it is. Oh my God, it was. I will say I did not expect, I thought that I was going to hurt for the rest of my life when I finally was able to sever that connection with him. It happened like in an instant. It was like one moment. It was like the most painful moment of my life. And it was like, it's like the best thing that ever fucking happened to me. Like I was free, like completely. And it was insane.
Free from who?
Oh, Seth, my ex,
From Seth.
like being free from him was like, you know, I could never admit that, like, I left my ex Hunter, who was perfect and amazing. He was trans, we're younger. Um, but I left him because Seth appeared back in my life. Seth could appear back in my life at any point, and it didn't matter who I was with or what I had going on or how undeserving of this, like, that person I was with was. Like, Hunter did nothing wrong ever in our entire relationship. Maybe we weren't, I don't know if it would have worked out or we were meant for each other or what, but he did not deserve like what I did to him, what I put him through. Like, cause I just left and I just got a car, drove all the way to Lake Charles, had to, because I'm attached to this fucking piece of shit, and came back and lied, and then he ended up with issues. Like, he ended up with serious trust issues. And, that was my fault. And he ended up taking his own life later. Like,
Oh
and I
my.
saying that I blame myself at all, but I acknowledge my hand in it, and the fact that, like, I didn't have
You,
to do that to him, but I've also forgiven myself because I'm not perfect either. Like, I'm just, and all I can do is
yeah.
better. Go on.
I mean,
Like, I can just
that's
admit it and move and like try to do better.
that just sounds like how I feel about Jared. I felt so responsible for losing Jared because he was furious with me to the end, to the very end. The last time I heard his voice, I had gone into my parents' house and I was sitting next to my mama on her bed, and then Jared called her, uh, just to scream at her for letting that piece of shit in the house, and I'm gonna fucking kick his ass and I'm gonna kill him. That's the last thing I ever heard my brother say over the phone because I walked into the house.
You know how crazy it sounds, but like, I mean, like, I have a humongous message from him that I forgot about, but like, where he told me about all of it. Like, and it's not like, it's really not personal. It was just that it was like he had all these feelings from when he was younger, and he didn't, like, that was just how they came out. Like, he did not know how to process that. He didn't know who to be angry with or who to hurt. Like, that was one of the reasons, like, he was so obsessed with lifting, is because, like, he wanted to become the person who could, like, defend him, like, when he was younger. Like, and like, the thing is, you were a child too then. Like, you were what, 13, 12, 13 years old, like, dealing with your own emotions of your parents not being there, like, I mean,
It was so,
who
so
else is
this
there
is
to be
what was
angry
going
with?
on. So when I was 13 and my parents weren't there, I was so throughout my childhood, I had experienced a lot of humiliation. I was repeatedly humiliated in front of the girls that I liked at school, and that really fucked me up.
Mhm.
And so there was this one time when I was 12 that my cousins were sleeping over, and my boy cousin, he had dared me to try on his sister's panties. And then I just took the dare. I'm just being a boy. And then
Yeah.
he ran to tell my mom. And then she saw me and then she beat the shit out of me.
Oh,
Uh, and and then I don't know. And then this was the beginning of a long cycle of me cross dressing.
yeah.
And cross dressing had become a way of me coping with trauma and with me being just alone and wanting to have a relationship with a girl, but being afraid of girls because I'd always been humiliated in front of them. And it was a coping mechanism. And so while I'm going through this, I felt guilty and ashamed. I felt so ashamed and so guilty, but I couldn't control myself. And so the way that I dealt with my shame and my guilt was by tormenting my brother to the point where he would barricade his door because he was terrified of me. And this went on for years, and my parents never knew and they were never there. It just happened quietly, and he
Mhm.
just lived with it until eventually, like I mentioned, he turned 16 or so, and then we became best friends. And ultimately what led to him killing himself was he stayed in his bedroom for 3 years and he didn't leave. And he was talking to God knows who, spending a lot of his time in depression chat rooms, saying that he's helping other people. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, he killed himself. God knows who was in his ear and what he was going through. Because
I think it
it
was
was
just himself. I think it was just him. And I mean, the thing, like, they always say, like, check on your happy friends. Like, it's always your funny friends who are the saddest because they're trying to make people happy because they're trying to do for others what they can't do for themselves. He was
that's so
trying to
fucked
talk
up.
people out of suicide because he couldn't talk himself out. He was trying to make people happy because he couldn't make himself happy. He was trying to defend other people because he couldn't defend himself. Like, that was his whole thing as he became, like, he was such a beautiful soul, but he just couldn't see himself that way. Like, he didn't, like, and he, of course, like, fought back against all the ways, like, all the healthy coping mechanisms and all those things. Like, nah, I don't like that, like, yeah.
Yeah, you remind me of just a memory that I'm so ashamed of. That, like, when he was 8, and I guess I was 14, our next door neighbor had some kids over, and I'm riding around on my bike, and Jared's like, I don't have a bike. And I don't know, me and my friends, we were cool and we would use each other's bikes. And I told him, just grab one of these bikes and ride it around with me in front of the house. And if the kid comes out and he wants his bike, just give it back. Well, it turned out this kid was fucking rotten. He was a rotten kid, and he came out and he was furious, and he was getting really aggressive with my brother. And I didn't stand up for him. I didn't stand up to the kid. I didn't support my brother at all. I put him in that situation, and then I didn't stand up for him. And whenever the kid walked away with his bike, it was just me standing there being a shitty brother who puts him in the situation and then does nothing about it. And I don't know, man.
I
I don't know,
I
just
would wish
more guilt and trauma, just of
I
being
just
a
I wish
failure
that
as a
you
brother.
I wish that you had been given the opportunity to do better because we can't change the past. And I know that and I understand, like, you had already, like, gotten to the point where that you were healing and trying to be a better person. And Jared was not yet at the point where he was ready to let you come into his life and let you try to do better. And I wish that y'all had gotten that, but
I
there's
don't.
there's gonna be some reason that energy there's somewhere else that energy is needed, like you just trying to be better for
I don't
Jared.
wish,
It's
but I
needed
don't
somewhere
wish
else.
anymore. I don't wish anymore because it is what it is. And as
Yeah.
weird as it sounds, this is all according to God's perfect plan. I know that God is real and that He has a plan and that His plan is perfect. I
Yeah.
know because I know how He's helped me before. I know how He saved me over and over again by having faith that if I just focus and don't let my circumstances just tear me down, if I can focus and carry through them, then I'll be okay. It's happened over and over and over. And while Jared was losing his mind, getting ready to kill himself, I was reaching Morgan. I reached 300,000 people last spring with my story and preaching the gospel of resurrection from being dead in your sin, just miserable on drugs and alcohol and self hatred, to coming out of it and having hope and peace and love. I touched 300,000 people with that. And then Jared killed himself. So I don't know. I used to say I should have gone to that house and talked to him, but I didn't. And it didn't happen. But I do have
You probably
dozens
didn't,
and
'cause you-
dozens of messages from people from all over the world who said, thank you so much. I needed to find you, Julian. And I'm so
it
thank
doesn't
God that I
matter. It
did.
doesn't matter how much, like, if you became the person that you needed to have been back then or anything. Like, Jared had to be willing to receive that. And he just had never, like, and it's really, like, I think at that, like, because I heard, like, your mom told me the conversation that he had with her. And I think that he received it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that was the night, like, he had just, like, because he accepted the idea, like, the fact that you were not the same person you once were, and that you loved him, and that he was sorry. And, like, I think that's when it was, is that he, like, that was, I think he forgave you, like, that night. He just never got to tell you. And that is,
Well,
but
then
he, like, when he talks to me about it, every time he would talk to me, like, he never blamed you for anything. And it was like he would he would talk about things that happened, like my stepsister, any of that, and he never like, you know, it takes two sometimes, you know, in situations, but like God no, it was never your fault, you know. Like it
Well,
was always it's all my
may,
stepsister. My stepsister, she's like she's a home wrecking piece of shit, you know what I'm saying? Blah blah blah. But like no blame placed on you, like at all. Like,
well, maybe I
and then
didn't
he
tell you
even,
about this.
huh?
Finish your thought.
Oh, just like anytime I heard him talk about like things like that have happened or transpired in his life and everything, like even when trying to talk to me about like his childhood, like he might be talking about like your actions, but like it never came off as him blaming you. Like he was never putting the blame in your hands. Like I'm not sure. Like it just that's why I said like I don't know if there was anything to forgive you for because he might have been taking like he now yeah when he was losing it he was physically taking it out on you because like that's how his emotions and his trauma were manifesting, but he just like never blamed you for anything ever.
Maybe not to you, but look, I actually, I don't know if I told you. Maybe I didn't tell you that I remember the last time that I talked to him in person. I had gone to the house. This was after I moved back home, and we were in the kitchen. And Jared, I'm talking to my parents. And Jared came out of his room, and he was upset, and he expressed how he felt to our dad. And it all he wanted was for our dad to acknowledge how he had made just the mistakes that he made and how he had hurt Jared. He just wanted him to acknowledge it. But every time Jared would bring it up, our dad would deflect and make excuses. And Jared just wanted him to stop making excuses and
Yeah,
it just acknowledge that this is his life and this is how he feels and these are the consequences.
yeah,
And my
just
dad,
hey yeah
here's the thing.
I understand that I hurt you, yeah.
But look, here's the thing. My dad is always drunk. He was always drunk. So he never had any sympathy. He could never empathize with Jared. Jared would come and he would ask for sympathy, for empathy. And my dad would just say, fuck you. Don't fucking talk to me like that. Who the fuck do you think you are? And then
Mhm.
Jared would just be all the more hurt.
Yeah,
And it really pissed me off because this happened in front of me. And my dad tells my brother, fuck you, and don't fucking say that to me. And I had to defend my brother because my brother was just asking for empathy because he was hurt.
yeah,
And so so here I am yelling at my dad because he's abusing my brother, treating him like shit. And then Jared went outside to smoke a cigarette. And at the time, Jared hated me and he wasn't talking to me. But I walk outside and I ask him, hey, can I sit with you? And he said, yeah. And I sat across from him. And
that is that's
Morgan,
like
well, we talked to him and I told him that he needs to forgive
me a little
dad. I told him that he doesn't get it. I told him, dude, he drinks and he doesn't stop and he can't understand. And you beg him to understand and you beg him for empathy. And Jared, it's not his fault.
there.
It's not his fault. He's a fuck up and you just need to forgive him. If he can't change, you have to forgive him, Jared, and you have to move on. You need to love him and forgive him and move on. And he cried and he stood up and I stood up and he hugged me and he said that he understands and that he does forgive him and he said that he forgives me and we reconciled right there and he said he forgives me and he knows that it's true that he needs to forgive our dad and he needs to just carry on. And then the next day he fucking hated me again and we never had another conversation. But that night he said that
But
he told me he
he lived
loved
with
me.
he lived with your dad. You have to remember like he lived there and he wanted to be there and he wanted to be with his mom. And in order he had two options, which was either accept the fact that his dad was just never going to
Ah,
even acknowledge the things that he put him through or shift the blame onto somebody else.
do you know
You
why
know,
he
like
moved in with
he
him?
didn't blame you. He didn't blame you. He really did. He blamed his father for like all the trauma he went through, like as
Do you
a child.
the
But how is he
reason
supposed to take it out on the man when he lived in his house?
Oh, he did all the time. He didn't
Well,
take it out on my dad. He took it out on my mom. He called my mom a cunt and a bitch, and he would insult her, and he would do his best to bring her down and destroy her. And he did a good job of it. There was a point when my mom was afraid to leave her bedroom. But the problem is that he moved to Mississippi and that he lived with my parents and he had alienated himself from his friends. But do you know why he moved out of Kip's house and moved in with my parents?
I didn't know that he lived
Because,
with Kip.
dude, he lived with Kip and some other
It's
people
because
in Kip's house for a
we
while.
broke
They
up when I was 20. I was right before I turned 21 when y'all were still living at you, your wife, and your first child were living at the Frederica house. Still was when me and him broke up, and then we didn't talk for about a year or two after that breakup.
His friends made him racist. He was living with a bunch of black people, and they made him hate black people. He was like he started calling them niggers, and he was just disgusted with how dirty they were, and they had no ambition. And Jared was trying to up motivate them because he loved them, and these were his
Yeah.
best friends. And he would motivate them, and he had like the white savior complex. He was like, I love these people, and I know that they could be better because I've bettered myself. And he was so battered and beaten down by their negativity and their filth that he became
I,
he became very racist. And then
Me and
I
Jared had a
emboldened
very
that because I
good
was very
balance.
racist too. So I supported
He
that. I was
tried
like,
he
yeah,
tried to
Jared,
do
these
that.
fucking niggers.
That's why he had the self-help thing, like he was always trying to better everyone. Like I think me and him had a very good balance of like if he was able to better me, then he would have gotten bored, like my job here is done. But I would always just push back just enough, like almost playfully, like when I called him up and I was like, when I was in jail, I called him from jail and I was like, get a hold of Lil Morgan and can you get him to get a hold of Ken and help me get out of jail. And I'm like, and I kept calling him and leaving voicemails because I was bored. I'm in jail and I had like free phone calls. I didn't know what to do. And I was just like cracking up, like about my situation because like I'm in this terrible situation. All I can do is laugh at this point and at least laugh like leaving Jerry these voicemails. And then he got out and he left me these paragraphs about how like he went like I should be happy and like look at these people in my life and this and that and like these are all the things that need to change and this is what's bad. And I'm just like, no, you like and like I think like and see and I got to a point like it's like I could do no wrong or something. Like he would just tell me like I'm just so amazing and I'm this amazing person. And I'm like, Jared, you're just telling me yesterday, like like all the things that need to fix in my life. And he's like, nah, never mind, you're perfect, whatever. But I still haven't watched that video he kept sending me.
Me,
I still haven't watched it.
me neither. And on it, whenever
I
I went to
don't I
Kip's
don't know
house,
if I should at this point, like, do I never watch it for like the bit because he kept sending it to me and he's like, why haven't you watched this yet? He's like, I need you to be happy more than anything else in the world. And this is the key to your happiness. He's like, why won't you
well,
take it? Why?
don't let somebody who killed themselves tell you how to be happy. How about that?
And
But let me.
like I said, I think he just wanted me to be happy because like he couldn't figure out how to be happy, but he could just see my life and all my problems and he knew like how to fix all of it. And it's like, but he didn't know how to fix his own.
Let me say this: he didn't stay racist. He snapped out of that relatively quickly, and he because he realized
It
it
wasn't, I
does.
don't think
No,
it was real
he
racism.
realized that all that matters is love. You know that people are different, and all that matters is that we care for one another, that we sacrifice ourselves for one another, and ironically. That's Jesus Christ. That's the gospel of Jesus Christ. And he found Jesus before I did, and he didn't even know what he had found. He didn't know that he had already found the truth, but he kept looking and looking in all these books, and he started looking in psychedelics, looking for the truth that was already in his heart the whole time.
I was thinking about that the other day too, because anytime I would tell him like, yeah, I ate a 10 strip or something, which is not that's not something
I
I
can't hear you. You're very quiet.
oh, hello, can you hear me now? Did I break it? I broke it.
I hear nothing. I don't hear you, Momo. I don't know. Weird.
I broke it. Hold on.
Hey, chat. Can y'all hear Morgan?
I broke it. I broke it. Hold on.
No, chat's saying they can't hear you either.
I can fix this.
Okay. While you do that, I'm gonna talk to chat. Hey, Thog the boss. It's been a while, brother. Sanguine 504. I think I know who you are. I don't know. I think. Hey, Shujin. Hey, Sonya White. Seen some names I haven't seen in a while. Hey, Fast Ed. Anthony Farish. Taylor 26. Oh, Thog, you were pretty
Hear me now?
yeah, I can. You're pretty
Hey.
you engaged the last channel well, man. How could I forget you? Yeah, I could hear you now.
I don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, I don't think I've met you, Devin the best.
Oh, that's Oreo.
Orio. Hey, Bubba. What happened to your old channel, or did you just change the name? I deleted the old channel, brother. It was up for 3 months. By the second month, it hit 9,000 subs, and then it was arrested and it got shadow banned, and so
Oh,
I deleted it. I deleted it because it was useless. Because YouTube stopped me, but I had already reached all of you. Thank God. Thank God I already reached so many people. You can't stop the Holy Ghost. He goes where he pleases.
and I didn't know what was going on,
Well, I'm
but it was
glad you're
because my
back.
user
We just broke 2 hours. How you feeling?
feeling great.
I'm
Got my
tired.
sippy cigarette. I got a new pack of cigarette. Great.
You know, I've been
Also
thinking about
woke
cigarettes
up
a
at six
lot.
thirty.
I'm not going to smoke a
I
cigarette.
love
I can't
cigarettes.
do it, but I think about it.
I love cigarettes.
I often I fondly remember Marlboro Smooths. I think about
Oh,
Smooths all the time.
I think about a cigarette all the time. In fact,
Uh,
you know what's funny is I didn't know if I was going to get any cigarettes like right before we started talking, and I was about to go get one of Ken's like nice cigars, and I was just going to be puffing like a giant fucking cigar that was his father's or some shit like that, which would have been hilarious.
well, hey, we've been talking about like bullshit and suicide and stuff. Do you have any sweet, pretty things you want to talk about? Positive things, happy
All
things.
day, all day. Ah, shit.
Let
What brand of my nonsense would you like? Because I have plenty of happy
let's spread the love, my friend. Let's just spread love all over.
love. That sounds filthy. I'm joking. Um, shit. I don't know, man. Hold on, I got one in me somewhere.
So, like, how have you been? Uh, how have you been overcoming?
Wait.
Or
Devin
what,
said, tell him about the frogs. Like that's not the first thing we talked about.
dude? Literally the first thing. Yeah, she surprised
Literally
me with the
first thing we
frogs,
talked.
dude. I didn't know she was a frog
Yeah.
lady,
No, I'm in the garage with my frogs. Oh, my alarm was going off. I had to.
bruh.
Did I
You
fix
be
it?
walking around
Wait,
with frogs in your pocket, dude. I'm gonna have to do that too. I'm gonna have to do that too now. My
did I break
dude,
it?
I can't wait
Did I fix
for
it?
my sons are gonna have to meet you. They're gonna love you so much. You're probably
You can
gonna
flip it. I'll just
influence them a lot with the crazy shit that you're up to. Look
my
at that,
camera around so you can look at my babies.
sweet babies.
There's so many. I have little babies in there somewhere. I've got toads. I've got frogs. Ken got terrified. It was 4 a.m. We were on the golf course, and we like were walking past the main pond. All the frogs in the pond went silent, and then like way off in the distance, you could hear green frogs, and they make those crazy pobblebonk banjo noises, like loud as shit. And he was like, "Let's turn around." I'm like, "Nigga, it's fucking frogs, dude." And he's like, "That's." I
Banjo
don't know.
noises.
You telling me it's not? You telling me it's not frogs? Like I don't fucking know what I'm talking about. What fucking frogs sound like? I have an audio. I have a whole audio mix that I play of frog noises to get the frogs to show up to the yard. I should. Here.
You have a frog call?
Yeah, here I've got some happy frogs for you.
Oh, it's the paludarium?
Yeah, it's frog time.
Oh, I can't. As much as I want to keep going, I need to get ready for bed soon.
Okay.
How you want to close out, Morgan?
Um. Oh fuck, we should have. I thought of something. I was just thinking about how me and Jared used to answer the phone, and we would do the whitest kids, you know. Would say hello, kid. He'd say hello, Jeannie.
Jared, he used to answer his phone and say, "Thank you for calling the office of David Duke. How can I help you?"
Say hello, kid.
Hello, Jeannie.
Oh, fuck. I like all the things. Nothing appropriate comes to mind. I'm like, think of all my bits, and I'm like, oh no, none of those are appropriate.
It's okay to take yourself seriously for a moment, you know.
Yeah. Well, I
You don't got
don't
to.
know.
I'm just saying it's okay.
I don't think I can.
Oh, I
um.
I respect that.
Well,
I wish I were more like you. I'm learning.
don't wish you were more like me. I got you.
Oh my God, no, no, because if I were more like you, then I'd be more like me, and I need to be more like myself, really, because
Be
I
you.
haven't exactly been myself for the past couple of years. I told you I became a rigid and sharp square, and that's okay, because it saved me, because that came after I
Hard to
was
imagine
saved
you.
by like from all my anxiety.
I've always
But I
seen
don't
you as
know.
somebody of like mind, of just like somebody who gets it.
Yeah. So what do we have to get? Let's end on this note. What should we all get? What is there to get?
I think we should all get that. Like I said, it's all our first time here, and we all don't get to choose the circumstances of our lives, and sometimes how we become, who we become as people. And there's no shame in accepting the fact that you haven't always been the best person or even understood the consequences of your actions, but we can all do better. We can all do better.
Amen. Amen. No need for shame and guilt.
And there's
Even if you're sure that you've done something wrong, you don't have to be ashamed or guilty. You can just do better and just love yourself and love other people in spite of your differences. And because if you can't do that, then life's just going to be pain the whole way through. And learning how to
I think
forgive and love is the only way out.
the hardest thing to do, like the most amazing, impressive thing that we can do as human beings is admit to our faults.
Amen.
It's the hardest thing to do. And if you can do that, then you can do anything. You can be better, and you can be better for the people that you love, and you can be happy.
And let's define that real quick. That's called humility. It's the opposite of pride. So pride is whenever you can't admit to your faults. Pride is whenever you love yourself and what you do and what you like so much that you're not willing to change because you think that you're a-okay. So may we all have humility, because humility is just love for one another.
It's love for yourself. I mean, be the best you that you can be. Why would anybody want to be prideful and just accept who they are and not try to become anything more when there's a whole universe of potential, like if you will accept it.
That's just the devil. He wants you to stay the same. We start off in pain, and the devil just wants you to sit in your pain and love it and love everything about it and stay there till you're dead. You just be dead the whole time.
Mhm. Which I guess I'll end on that. I was I was hesitant. I saved that video of you and Jared talking for, I guess, like a mood. Like I was waiting till I was in a mood to cry about it or something. And I just put it on as background noise, actually on accident, because I was looking for other audio files. And it like that the clips, it brought me so much joy. Like I keep saying, I keep quoting y'all talking about fucking Antarctica. And because he just goes, he says, you ever heard of the Titanic? they hit that thing and capsized. And you said, so he said, well, that sucks. And you said, well, Hurricane Katrina, like just the back and forth, like, but like that one bit, like I had to pause it and like I've gone back to it several times. Like I did not, at no point did I find myself crying because I miss him. Like it just makes me laugh. Like it's the funniest thing. Like because you start off so serious. Y'all are talking about some Middle Eastern name here with some
Maharaji
guy.
Baba.
Yes. And like you're very serious and you talk about religion stuff, and then like halfway through, it's like just you. Like I used to love like being around you and Jared and y'all's back and forth like chaotic banter would just I don't know, just crack me up. And sometimes like when y'all don't even realize like in that moment y'all don't even realize like just how unhinged that little like back and forth was, but like it cracks me up. And it's what Jared wanted. Like Jared wanted me to be happy and like thinking of like reading his like satirical news thing and like listening to that kind of stuff, like it has made me happy. Like his presence in my life overall has made me happier than far more than it has ever made me sad. So
Amen. Amen. Sanguine 504 says, remember him as he was, not how he is. Amen. Yeah, we are so funny. And you know what? You know what I love about how funny he and I are? We all would always draw the funniest people around us, and like you're part of that. And there's just so many funny people in my life that make me so happy. And thank God, thank God. I'm not sad about him anymore either, because he's just made me so happy, and he still makes me so happy. And that's all there is left is just happiness.
his like it's I wish that he had more time here, but I guess his time is up. But his time here was so amazing and hilarious and beautiful, and it's really just it's not something that we should think back on to be sad about. It's like whenever you want to, like whenever you need a pick me up, you should think about Jared
Okay,
because
so
it's funny.
here's a question. Is his time here really up? I think about the
Mm-mm.
New Testament. I think about when Jesus Christ was resurrected. Jesus did
As
not come, his body did not come back. His spirit came back into the people who he touched while he lived. And people did not know that they were speaking to Jesus until they performed some kind of miracle, or they said something. They broke bread with him. They thought they were looking at the gardener or the lady walking down the street. Oh, it turns out it's actually Jesus. It's Jared is the same way. So is anybody who we love and we lose. People do they the
long
body,
as
the vessel is gone, but the spirit
goes in
stays
his
with us.
memory, like he will always be here. He's gonna
And
be here as long as I've got like 12 hard drives in my garage with like
and,
stupid ass fucking videos of him on there. Like he's always gonna be here,
and
but I've
even
decided but I can use him as a tool to like make myself happy, when I need to pick me up. When everything else is bad in life, like I've got little pieces of Jared, that I can
well,
look
and
like
even
I can
more,
listen to that'll back me the fuck up.
even more than those things, it's his spirit in you that has touched you, and how you, like the moon, reflect him, how we reflect Jared. He shined on us, and we reflect him, and the world experiences him through us. Hallelujah. I mean, that's resurrection. That's how people continue to live, and that's how
I
you
mean,
know
that's
that
my brother
something.
too,
And your brother too, man. I really, I wish I had known your brother. All I know is the
Oh,
fat guy at the
dude.
computer. That's all I know. He's the
Oh,
fat guy at the computer.
I could not tell you which one of them was funnier, if I'm being completely honest.
Well, man, this was a lot of fun, Morgan. I hope you'll come talk to me again on here.
Absolutely. I'm always down. I'm always literally here in this garage
With your
doing
frogs.
nonsense. Always. And I always love an excuse to like sit down for a second and just nonsense.
Well, cool. Well, I love you, my sister. You have a good night.
I love you too.
Bye. Bye, y'all. Thanks for
Bye.
joining us. Hey, like and subscribe. Come hang out with me more. See you around.